Welcome back, guys. I'm here with a legend. I don't use that word lightly. Producer, awesome musician, singer, yes, singer, songwriter, yes, songwriter, and one of the things that you guys may not know, an even better teacher. Today, I'm here with Cory Baker. Cory, long overdue, man. Thank you so much for sitting down with me, man. I really appreciate it. I value your time as well. What have you been up to recently, man? How are things going for you?
Woo! I am literally recalibrating my entire life because everything is changing.
Okay.
Nothing's the same.
Wow.
So I'm rethinking while still trying to do things that I don't want to do to make ends meet. It's a lot happening.
Yes. I feel like now, this time we're in, it's a shift, but in an interesting way, because you have to kind of find a way to navigate, like you said, like still doing things you love or want to be compensated for, but like it's then the social media aspect of having to post 24/7, and like I feel like it's that shift where you kind of like, I don't want to do this, but I have to do this to kind of like maintain what I've built over the years, if that makes sense.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah. That makes perfect sense, man. So I want to start off from the very, very beginning, man. Growing up as a child, how was your environment growing up? How was your household? Like, how was all that good stuff?
All right. What's oddly crazy is that I can literally remember being in the crib.
Wow.
I don't know why these images never left my mind, but they never left. I remember my dad vigorously playing songs consistently, and then once I got the chance to walk and see what he was listening to, I would go to the record player and stare at it. Not really, kind of captivated. Wow, that's new. Captivated by the the music that he was learning. And I was, learning how to put the record on, where the needle goes and all that stuff. Before I could even walk, really, I knew how to put records on.
Wow.
I remember him trusting me. Like, he's like, wait a minute, I think he can do it. But he was learning, Return to Forever. He wanted to be Stanley Clarke so bad. Actually, he became Stanley Clarke.
Wow.
Let me just say that.
Wow.
Because, and I'm not just saying, some people be like, I love this person so much, they're my hero. Like, no. There were times when I listened to what he was playing to and I couldn't tell the difference. So, yeah.
So what did your dad play? He played bass?
He plays bass.
What else did he play?
He's mainly like bass, and he kind of dabbled in everything. He's definitely bass and he can sing.
Really?
So that was that. You know what I mean? So he was trying to be Stanley Clarke, Jocko, like all that stuff. He was learning it all. Jazz fusion. And he was like, at that time, there was only like a handful of cats in the church world who could even deal with it, let alone know who it was.
Right.
And I'm grateful God chose me to be a part of that household. Now, my mother, on the other hand, she's flat out church. Just first act born.
Okay.
Like
She sings? Your mother sings?
Yes. She's a cross between Hellier Jackson. Wow. Mahalia. Let me slow down. Mahalia Jackson and Gladys Knight.
Oh, wow.
And I mean full embodiment of who they are. Just meshed them together. That's my mother.
Oh, wow. That's dope.
Yeah.
So, just hearing that is funny. You have my mind racing right now. I'm trying to stay on track because I want to ask you something, but I want to save that for later. But I'm going. You know what? I feel like I'm going to ask you now.
Okay.
Hearing what I just heard about your parents, especially your mom, have you ever thought about like producing something for your mom?
Well, it's funny. We tend to, talk about. She always come to me. I got this idea. I got this. Got that.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. So. And I'm trying not to throw anybody under the bus. Not everybody's family acts like family.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, honestly, that's kind of the reason why.
Okay. And the reason why I asked you that question is because this time that we're in for music, it always comes back. Everything always comes back full circle. But you hear so many people sampling so many older records, and I feel like, as well as I know you, and I feel like what you just described about your mom, that you guys can create some music that people like. Oh, like I found, like what was this record like 20 years ago? Like, no, I did this 2 weeks with my mom. Like, Like, what do you mean? This sounds like something that was back in. I don't know why, but I feel like you guys can create that. If that
Absolutely.
that's why I said it. That's why I said it. I feel like you guys can create that.
Absolutely.
That's very, very interesting. I know, like you said, I know the family dynamic, but maybe that's something that you look into. And even if it's not a full record, even sample packs are a big thing too. Because we just talked about trying to figure out trying to stay afloat financially, but doing things that don't jeopardize your character, things like that. But sample packs are another huge thing where soul samples, old school samples, people take that, flip it, every time somebody uses that, residuals, things like that. So maybe something you want to look into, man. You just have so many avenues of resources that sometimes I feel like as creators we forget. Like, oh, I could just do this.
Yeah.
What you feel?
It's for me. It's a little tricky because it's like, how can I say this? It's funny to hear people talk about older people when they're trying to do the new things, and they automatically think that just because the person doesn't want to do it, that they don't want to get into it or they frown upon it. It's not that. It's just that we come from a time where when people made a decision, you saw a benefit from it.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now you got tangible. Now you got these semi options. That's like, well, it's not the big thing, but it's a little something. Yeah. And then you turn and you realize you're all right. Cool. All right, I'll do that. And then you got to realize that in order to make one thing, you got to do 3 other small semi things to make that one.
That's true.
And the reality is there's not enough hours in the day.
There's not.
Especially if you're older and you have more responsibilities. Yeah. Now, if you're younger, it's a lot easier to say, all right, I'm going to do 7 things. I got time for it.
Especially if you want to do something that's quality as well.
Yeah. So, I mean, and it's really just appeal. It's just like, why would I? It's like being a musician, I can make probably $1,000 in 2 days. Mm-hmm. Why would I eventually start to the appeal to work for somebody else for less than that on the dollar? It just don't make sense for me to make less than $1,000 in 1 week for one job. Yeah. That takes up all my time.
Yeah. No.
Why would I do that? So it's really an appeal thing. It's like, well, why? It's not that I don't want to do what or conform or I'm not stuck. It's just that I don't see value
make sense
in the newer options. Yeah. And I'm gonna say this. I really think that a lot of these newer options are really just catered toward the younger crowd. Mm-hmm. Like everything about it. It's like, I mean, it's almost like they're trying to erase natural progression of thought and living.
You mean like as far as the following, like just Instagram?
Yeah. And just when you get to a certain age, things are just not appealing. And it's not that I want to remain stuck. It's just that where I am from just living, you got it. I don't even, our bodies change. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't even have the same needs to work out the stuff that they got to do. So it's not even like a crutch. It's just reality. Yeah. And I don't think this world now caters to olderness.
No,
it's like all our options are for the young people, and y'all older people just fend for yourself.
Yeah, and it's like you said, everything is instant gratification, and it's here today, gone tomorrow.
Yes.
It's like, oh, we're not doing this no more. Oh no, man.
So I was just telling somebody not too long ago. I was like, the reason why you study karate and kung fu for so long in the beginning stages of your life is so that no matter what happens, you'll always have it. Regardless of what age you end up at, regardless of where life takes you, what situations you end up in, anything that you take the time to learn to incubate with is never going to go away.
Makes sense.
So when you're the kind of person that possesses that kind of existence, posting, for what? Where does it lead? Yeah. Where is it going? How is this going to help me?
Right.
And it's not that you don't want to conform because everybody's doing it. It's just that I'm a different fabric of a person.
Yeah, I don't live my life on the internet.
Yeah, well, even if I did, it's just it's really about, and that's I really feel like that's a lot of that's about to come out in this video.
Oh no, dude, this is why
character is everything, bro.
It's what you said before, like I just said about living your life on the internet. It's the same thing because you just saw something that God blessed me with when you walked in here, and you didn't see the evidence of it on social media,
right?
Because I don't care.
Right.
Like it's my blessing, it's my family's blessing, and I don't need people who I love, who are close to me, they get it and they understand it when we connect and interact. But I don't want my whole entire life to be there. Like something has to be close to home. Something has to be for family. So I understand what you're saying as well. And I'm in the middle, like far as like, the younger and old, I'm right there. So I understand it as well. It's definitely, it gets exhausting after a while. Even for me, like I think I told Gabe this when we had a session. Sometimes when I'm in here working, I don't always remember to post. And people are like, oh man, you still doing such stuff? I'm like, yeah. Oh, I haven't seen you post something in a while. I'm like, dude, a lot of times I'm in here with clients and I got to be on it. Like I can't be recording something like, did you get that? It's like, oh no, I got this video of like, no, like when I'm comping takes or when I'm sending files and like meeting deliverables, like I have to be on it. So all the time I don't have somebody who's recording me all the time or just prop my phone up. But sometimes I create an environment for producers, singers, songwriters when they come in where they feel comfortable. So if somebody wants to have a real conversation in between takes and there's a camera right there recording it, this kind of like, okay, I can't even got it. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like you have to find that balance of knowing how to make people feel comfortable, not feeling like everything has to be a social media moment. There are times for that, like this. There are times for that to have real honest dialogue, but not when somebody's had a full day of session, they come into another session and it's like, oh, this camera's like going, or somebody's recording over your shoulder, or you're trying to figure out a line and somebody like, you know what I mean? So I get it. And the fact that we're delving into this so early, which is great. I think it's fantastic. My next question it falls right into this. When was the first time you fell in love with music, and how are you like still keeping that love with music with everything that's why I say it's so beautiful that it felt like that.
All right. So I believe that you can only get something out of something what you put in it.
Okay.
And honestly, if a person did not, I'm glad that the 10,000 hours thing was coined, because it's like, okay, yes, thank you. Let's put that stamp on my point. If you ain't put at least that kind of time in, figuratively. Now, granted, I know I passed 10,000 hours by the time before I got to fourth grade.
Right. Oh wow.
I feel like I did.
Right. Different time.
You know what I'm saying? At fourth grade, I meant middle school.
Middle school? Yeah.
But still, I feel like I could have.
Different time.
You know what I'm saying?
Different
But
times.
also my personality was different. It facilitated for me to, I didn't talk. That was just who I was. And that led to, there's headphones for Christmas? Cool. Headphones was a wrap for me.
Oh,
because
wow.
it was like, I always had to.
Was that your way of disconnecting?
Well, that was my way of further getting into what I really wanted.
Gotcha. Okay.
So prior to headphones, I had to, whatever was around me, I dove into. Oh, that's playing. Oh, that's playing. Headphones? Dad, where's your tapes? Okay, I had a stack of tapes just all day.
Wow.
I didn't have to wait for anybody to play anything. So then that forced me to grow very quickly, because now I can listen at my own pace. I'm listening to the drums, then I'm listening to the bass, listen to the EQ, listen to the room. Oh, there's a crowd there. I'm paying attention to so much while looking at the albums and credits, imagining myself playing on stage, which is what led to me because I didn't get a drum set until I was 16, 15, and it was beat down too. But it was good because it taught me how to make it better. I learned how to tune. I know how to oil up the drums. Romel Showell gave me a crate of his modern drummer. He was ordering modern drummers from the 70s. He gave me a whole crate of every year, every month.
Wow.
Handed them all to me and said, "This is for you."
Wow.
And I read every single last one. So that's how I got into learning about drums. And by the time I got that drum set, I knew exactly what to do with it. But I learned how to air drum all those years when I was a kid. So, for example, the Ron Winans and Family and Friends 3 album, I know every beat of that song right now. I could play, because I air drum and imagine me being Skeeter. Imagine me being Dana Davis. And I could see, I have the visual in my head. Of how those songs went. If I was to play the album right now, I could pretty much off memory. But that's the kind of study that's required.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In order to keep that fire alive. I think a lot of cats kind of, their fire dimmed down because they really didn't build it up enough for them to, you know what I'm saying? Like, music saved me only because I took it seriously.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if you putting forth that I feel like I'm repeating myself, but
No, you're good.
If you putting forth that effort to say I'm going to become what I'm listening to, it's going to take the time and a certain level of now. If you're a talkative person, then that's more distraction. It's going to slow you down. I just went and got into it because there's a thing. The more you open your mouth, the less other areas are being fed.
Yeah.
If you close your mouth, you'd be surprised how much your other senses are going to be heightened. So that's kind of what happened. I saw a lot more and I was able to think a lot more on everything, not really just music, just catching the bus and just not talking. Just be surprised how much you see and can make sense of just by closing your mouth.
Yeah.
But the music side of things, I felt like I moved at a fast rate to the point that when I picked up bass at around 16,
Okay.
it came easy because I had already spent so much time staring at my father's hands looking like a blur.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? I was literally making shape sense as a kid. And understanding, the gesture. I was sitting watching him. I would grab some sticks and play along with him and, whatever. He used to practice. I just remember this. He used to practice and I would air drum and make drum. So everybody knows me, knows that I can make good drum noises with my mouth. Like it's kind of ridiculous.
Okay.
But that's why I sound like a real drum set when I'm practicing because I didn't have one.
So at that time when you're air drum, it was like everything had to be precise. You like
I was precise in my mind.
because you're listening to those records over and over and over again.
Yes. And because I loved it and because the music was good.
Yeah.
It wasn't crap.
Yeah.
It wasn't crap, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm digesting from Milton Brunson to Chick Corea Electric Band to Chicago to Al Jarreau to Vanessa Bell Armstrong. By the way, this one album, Marvin Winans produced the whole thing, and it's really a gold mine. Anyway, I'm sorry. I had to put that out there.
No.
But it's stuff like that. All the Hawkins stuff. Oh my God. The Andre Crouch. Jeez.
Right. And I think all the artists you're naming during that time when those records dropped, you actually spent some time listening to those records.
I didn't. My parents did.
No, when I say that, I meant the people in general.
Oh,
when
yes.
those records dropped, you spent time listening to them.
Back then, yes.
You didn't play it. You didn't play the album in one day. It's like, yeah, that's cool.
Right, because it was too heavy.
Yeah.
It was way too heavy for everybody. You couldn't. I mean, I'm still finding stuff in some of these recordings. Like, I didn't notice that before. How did I not? Oh, why am I still, girl? How are you? I'm still asking Walter, who are you? Andre, what were you thinking?
Right.
I just called, who was it? Marcus.
Okay.
Marcus Johnson from New Mob. Just called him the other day because I was listening to, on the way home from church this past Sunday. I was listening to the Walter Hawkins album, I Feel Like Singing, and didn't know that he did not do a lot of singing. He did not sing much on the first half of that record.
Oh, okay.
He sung the first song, some of the second song, and didn't sing nothing else to the last song on the first side of the album. It's him on the front.
Different time.
And it's called I Feel Like Singing, but he's not really singing.
Right. Different time.
Genius.
Different time. Yeah, different time.
And down to the point to where the way he came in on this verse, on that last song on the first song called Heaven, it was a key change. Everyone sang the first half of the song. It got to this key change, and he came in out of nowhere. If you're experiencing this album from the beginning up until this point, to make you wait for the very person that you...
I was about to say, yeah, you're like, what's happening? This, like you said, the albums feel like singing. Then it's like, okay, well, I'm hearing a lot of instrumentals of it.
Which you didn't realize he was missing on.
Yeah, because like you said, the music felt so good.
They were smashing so bad.
The music felt so good.
But when he came in on this verse, man, I literally was crying when I got in the house.
Oh, wow.
Tears. The only music, heavy music, can do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I am not going to listen to, I don't know, being as though she just won the Icon Awards, Mariah Carey, and be like, man.
Right.
No.
Right.
For what?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I think with gospel music, especially that gospel music, you have a spiritual connection to?
Don't put it all on the spirit. Because
Okay.
the reality is these guys also did stuff outside of the church and it still felt the same way.
So I'm thinking that the lyrics along with the music is tying you in more.
Yes, but what I learned is if you took those lyrics and changed the lyrics,
Oh, yeah, I see what you're
because
saying.
I'm not a word person.
Oh, wow.
I'm not a lyrical person.
Oh, wow.
I'm moved by arrangements and presentation of something.
Wow. Okay, okay.
Yeah, I'm never the lyricist ever. I'm trying to be a lyricist now. When you said yes, songwriter, yeah, to some degree, but I'm not the song person. I'm not the words person.
You are a songwriter. We're gonna get into that. You're not. First of all, you're not gonna do that to me because I've heard some amazing songs that you wrote. So we gonna get to that. Where's my camera? We gonna get to that. No, he is a songwriter.
I mean, but my measuring stick is them and John Ball, and you know what I mean. Like with that as a measuring stick,
Right.
No, I suck.
I see what you mean. It's like anything. It's levels.
Yeah,
It's
I can
levels.
slip if I work hard. I can slip up on something, but yeah.
So, growing up in the household, like you said, your siblings. How many brothers and sisters do you have?
One brother, one sister, 3 of us.
3 of you. Okay. Your sister musically inclined as well.
Yes, she is inclined. Definitely perfect pitch. It's ridiculous how in pitch she sings. It's ridiculous.
Okay.
She's an amazing singer. She led a song on Steve McCoy's first record.
Oh, so, was that Surviving the Struggle?
No, yep. I think it's called My Desire.
Oh, I didn't know that was your sister.
That is her.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know the album you're talking about. That's when he got the suit jacket with the suit jacket on. Okay, yeah, okay.
Yep. She was on there. Sung with New Praise.
I didn't know that either.
Yep.
I did not know that either.
We
Okay.
all were in New Praise, actually.
See, I was too young for New Praise.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I've seen it when I got older. I caught like the tail end of it. Yeah, but I was too young for that.
But what's crazy is that my sister got better over time. She learned songs in other languages. I'm like,
Oh, wow.
you're really singing it because we love this group called Utaka
Okay.
and Sergio Mendez
Okay.
stuff. She was singing and it's easy. Okay,
You said to you.
sure, right.
So your brother, I know your brother plays drums as well. How was it growing up with Mark?
All right. So me and him shared a bedroom, of course, like
Okay.
most brothers do. Up until I was about 15, I moved to the basement because I was like, it's time.
Okay.
But we spent every night, either shedding, air shedding, humming, singing, talking about music, talking about parts we like. Like we bonded as brothers mainly, but musically, it did this because we gelled. Literally, it wasn't a night that we didn't fall asleep talking, meshing with music together.
Okay.
New albums was coming out, and at a time at a certain point we left First App and went to Maximum Life.
Okay.
Adam Johnson went there too at the same time. We both started playing bass in the same week.
Okay.
We went to Maximum Life because they wouldn't let us play at First App because they had a set band and we hated it, and so we left.
Okay.
And when we got there, because Dwayne Johnson was on the radio at that time.
I do remember that. Yes.
WAA.
Yes.
And so we were listening to all the music. He would pick us up for church. We would listen to all the stuff he ain't played yet, all the new Hezekiah Walker. And
Oh, wow.
all the Danny Easton stuff ain't hit the waves yet. And we heard everything first and were heavily inspired by everything that was happening around that time. Not to mention, First App was just giving. Always giving to us.
That's
Just in
dope.
every way. First App, aside, I mean, it's like if I didn't have my family, I would have been fine with First App. Vice versa. If I didn't have First App, I would have been fine with my family. Just to have them both, First App's legacy is ridiculous. And I saw Carolyn Showell throw shoes at people and play an organ like Twinkie. I saw that. I saw young Craig Collins on drums.
Wow. I know Craig was doing sound later on in life.
Later on, yeah, I remember him on drums. And by the time Ramon hit the scene, he was like my Bill Maxwell because he was playing bass and drums. Owning it, I think he got taught, and he was learning it, and he was just a huge influence for the both of us. Back to my brother, I moved to bass because he moved to drums. I basically said I handed him my sticks and he, snare and all that stuff. which we eventually gave all of our equipment to Devin.
Devin Webster?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Met a young Devin. He was like 9 or 8. And
You said 9 or 8?
and that year around there.
Crazy.
We let me tell you a story about Devin real quick. So I was on my first tour with a church, Mason Memorial Church of God in Christ, and I was the bass player. Randy Spann was the drummer. Mark Copeland was the organ player, was the piano player.
Okay.
And Eric Dennis was the organ player.
Okay.
Now Devin's mom was in the choir. He was just a little kid playing with toys. He had to sit down, getting beatings and stuff. This one particular day, I was in the back of the bus. You know, back in the day, if you stomp hard enough, it sounded like a nice bass drum. I don't know if anybody remembers the old, big bus.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes, by
the bathroom.
Yes.
And I had my drumsticks and I was shedding, hitting the seats, just shedding. Mm-hmm. He came back there, what you doing? I can do that. I handed him these sticks and he did it.
Wow.
I was like 16, 17. He was 9 or 8. One of them, I don't even think it was double digits yet. Mm-hmm. And he was really shed with me. And I was like, okay, where's your mother? Met her, introduced myself. Yeah, my son, he's really serious. Later on, time goes by. I got a snare, my first snare. It had water damage. I tried to doctor up as much as I could. He didn't have a snare, so I gave that to him because I'm like, he needs it more than me. Mm-hmm. My brother got a free drum set. Some guy heard him practicing at Mars Music Store, and the guy just bought him the drum set.
Wow.
Eventually, Mark gave that to Devin.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So we saw what he was working with. Devin was serious. We saw what he was working with, and we was like, yo, he needs this more than we do. And
That's
then
crazy.
Later on down the line, Super Bowl, Eminem,
Dre.
Dre.
It's still torn.
You know what I'm saying? Grateful to just be that. And honestly, we get that from our dad.
The giving spirit?
Yes. Guess where it came from?
Where?
Just him sharing his popcorn with us, sharing his desserts, giving us our own snowballs when we went out, didn't have to share one.
It sounds like your dad really shaped your guys' life. And every time I had these conversations, and I sit down with people, and I love it because the power and the importance of a strong dad in the household, and especially, I'm just saying because we're black men, especially a strong black man in the household to lead you and guide you into those ways. Because when you're young like that, it don't matter what time you grow up in, it's easy to get into trouble.
Easy.
Outside of the house, walking home from school, dealing with girls. But your dad, just by him being given and letting you guys be around him while he's practicing the Lord, learning music, it seemed like he really instilled like the heart of giving for you guys, and not just giving, but hard work. Like you seeing him practice, like you said, I just heard you said I saw my dad practice so long, everything looked blurry at one time. Like, you know what I mean? He's like, oh, get out of here, Cory. Like he's allowing you in his space. So I think that's really, really amazing, man. Hopefully you guys don't take that for granted, because a lot of people yearn to meet that father, to sit down with them, like, who don't have that. Mm-hmm. And for you, it may be second nature, but Absolutely. For somebody who didn't grow up with that, it's hard to navigate life. Because some things that we see in life or that we encounter in life, we're like, I'm just not going to do that because of how I was brought up as a child. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't have something to tie that back to. Right. And you and I may look at us like, what's wrong? Just don't do that. And they be like, so I think your dad, not even knowing him or me, I think he did an amazing job with you guys, because you to be 16 and see a 9-year-old kid and be like, man, like he got it. I'm gonna give him a snare drum. I usually at 16, like, man, like this is my first snare. I'm not giving this boy my first snare. Trust me, and it wasn't even a struggle. I just like, yo, he didn't have one. He was like, I need a snare, man. And I was just like, yo. I remember in my heart a little bit, like, bye. Yeah, but when you do that, you'll always be blessed. Well, I have been. Yeah, and that's been the one thing that's just been constant. You know what I mean? Some things fade away, but that right there, yeah, Now, at this time, when you were in middle school or high school, were you in any kind of concert band,
Okay.
marching band?
So I didn't join any bands until 10th grade.
Okay.
I got into the choir
Okay.
and then jazz band.
Were you playing in choir? What did you play for the choir?
No, I was singing.
You were saying, oh, that, okay.
Oh, wait, I gotta say this. I don't know how I left this out. We all could sing.
Oh, yeah, I know your
Me,
brother
my
can
brother,
sing.
my sister. Yeah, all of us, we were singing just as much as into the music. My sister, of course, she was all song, or all singing. I'm sorry, but me and my brother were instruments and singing, so we could just sing. You know what I'm saying? My dad was just amazing. He was trying to be Daryl Coley and Al Jarreau and Walter Hawkins and working on the riffs and going for all the crazy. Like when Kim Burrell came around, I was like, oh, I know what this is because he tried to do it.
Right, right.
It wasn't like I was foreign. I wasn't like amazed. Like I ain't never heard.
You're like, my dad be doing this in the living room.
Right. I was the one who was like, oh, there's a similarity between her and Ella. I didn't even notice that because we didn't even need Ella in the house. It's crazy to say that, but between my dad going for riffs and going for him until he got it right, I mean, he would go to work tired, come home, help us with our homework, pick up his bass or sing for hours, eat dinner, go to bed, did the same thing my whole life.
It's, I gotta stay on task. It's funny you just said that because I just interviewed Justin and he said he wished his dad would have did what you just said. And I think when you see this interview that we just had, what you just said about your dad, he said he wished his dad would have did what you did.
Wow.
Go to work, gotta take care of your responsibilities. You gotta make sure there's food on the table. You gotta make sure the kids got clothes and shelter. Okay, homework, son, cool. All right, I gotta work. I'm working on songs, work on the tracks. Like he said, he wished his dad did that.
Got you.
So the fact, like I said, it's like you're living like this. You're living like every kid's dream. Forget the music aside.
No, like, yes.
Forget the music aside. You're living every kid's dream where your dad's just not saying, do your homework, go sit down, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, he's letting you in on his world. Where usually when we come up, it's like, if somebody comes over to rehearse with your dad, it's like, oh, get out of here. No, he's letting you experience that because do you think your dad knew that my kids would turn into this? Or it's kind of like, I just want my kids around me. Mm-hmm. Like, I just want them around me. I don't want to hey, go there, shut up. Like, I just want my kids to be around me and look what it blossomed into. So I think that's amazing. I can't wait for you to see that interview because what you just said, I had to say it. What you just said stuck out because he legit said, I wish my dad would have did what you just said your father did, which is insane.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was a game changer. And I wish he did experience that because it just set the tone for so many things.
Yeah.
I mean, work ethic alone. You know, no one taught me. I didn't go to school. Nobody taught me to practice in a certain way. I didn't realize that the way he practiced was better than what they teach in schools. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize that.
Right.
I'm thinking, oh, okay, you're supposed to learn what the other instruments are doing in relation to what you're doing in the song. So the way I practice, I mean, am I going ahead of myself?
No, you're good. You're good. No.
The way that I practice is, so like if somebody sends you, typical, everybody likes to over send you the songs and waste your time. Instead of sending you what they really are going to do, just so they can have options. Mm-hmm. Like as if I got time to go over all the songs. Okay. So, 15 songs. Mm-hmm. 7 of them I never heard before. 8 of them I'm comfortable with. I usually do alphabetical order or whatever. If they send a set list, I'll go over the set list from beginning to end. But I listen to the song all the way through. I have my pen and paper out. I write down all my notes.
I see you do that a lot. I've seen you do that a lot.
So I have my pen and paper out, and the way that I study is I listen to the song first. Depending on what it is, I'll listen. If it's a heavy lift, I'll just listen first. If it's an easy lift, then I'll pick up my bass and noodle with it. Well, this is it. So I can feel the excavation. No, the land of the song.
Okay.
And then the second time, I comb through and write what the intro's doing. I write down what the verse is doing. I write down what the pre-hook's doing and what the hook's doing, and I write it out. My third time, I'm going through it again to read it down and feel the song. Sometimes I get lost if it's good. You know what I'm saying? If it's not, I'm like, oh, I hate this song. Going to the next one. And I do that for each song. When I'm done the 15 songs, whatever was a trouble spot, I go back to those songs. And that's just one gig. That's just Friday night. Saturday morning's gig, I do the same thing for those 15 songs. Saturday night's gig, I do the same for those. So my practice time can literally be an entire half day.
Yeah, when you did 15 songs here, 15 songs there.
If you're learning your songs properly, you know what I'm saying? And you comment even through the stuff that you know, it really helps because my mind is a hard drive. Now, the older I get, it's more difficult for me to remember things because I know so much. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm experiencing limitation. Like I was just like, oh, you got to stretch your. I'm like, okay, capacity is a thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? After a while, especially with the way that music all sounds the same and everybody's chasing money, money sounds the same. Money brings a sound that's, single, has a very singular sound. So you like, all right, count off this pop song. Man, that pop song sounds like 10 other songs. And for me to know what the difference is, I got to look at my cheat sheet just to know, oh, this is not that song. It's this one. Because it's the same intro.
Yeah.
Or the same pattern of chords. So, I do cheat sheets. But I did this because of what I learned and saw my dad do. He used to write out his stuff too. Just whatever he had going on, he would write things out. I grew up with, as I'm going through the tapes, and to see what I wanted to listen to, or the CDs to see what I wanted to listen to, I'm moving his book of notes out of the way. You know what I'm saying? I looked through it. Okay. He taught me to have this regimen just by having it laying around.
I see, like I said, I've seen you do that at church. I've seen you do that at gigs. Like, what is he doing? And I see you looking at you got your book, looking at something like, okay, I've seen you do it 1,000 times. Yep. And hearing it comes from your dad, like you said, another thing that ties into your father.
It all ties in. And honestly, all of that also leads into the character side of things, of how I organize my life. I put my keys and wallet in the same place every day. Yeah, I grab it from the same place every night. You know what I mean? Every morning. I'm very systematic in a lot of the ways that I move. Almost to a fault. I'm not OCD, but
you like things. If I sit my keys right here, tomorrow morning I want to say it right here. I don't say, oh no, they over there on the shelf. It's like, all right, but just leave them here. That's where I like them at. Like, you know what I mean? They can legit be right there. It's like, I know, but leave it here.
Now, all of that also led into ethics, work ethics. So, like, I like to be on time. If I'm late, I apologize.
Right.
If I'm running late, I send a text.
Right.
If there's anything, sometimes life has it so you can't really do that. I think the key is to always have things in place so that when you encounter those moments where it's like, oh my God, I left these people hanging, or I couldn't get to and when the worst of the worst happens, they're not thinking, oh, this is always a revolving door with you.
I was about to say, I think your character speaks volume, because even when you're not here and people bring you up, it's always the same thing. It's always Cory's great. So if you're late for something, whether it be a session or a rehearsal, kind of like, man, Cory, all right, somebody go. It's not like,
right.
Hey, Cory again. It's like people like, man, he all right, because he usually here 20 minutes early.
Right.
So that one time you late, people are actually concerned. They're not like, this what he do, man. He gonna come in here and kill, but he gonna be 25 minutes late. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I don't want to be that dude.
No, right. And like I said, I think that speaks volume to, of course, like I just said, your character, and over the years, have you built yourself up in a certain way, which is, I think, is good. All you have is your name. That's all you have in here. It doesn't matter how talented you are. Your talent will get you so far. We know a lot of talented people who are sitting home, and they're amazing. It's not because they can't play the gig or they can't play at this church. It's because their representation, like, the word slips me right now. Their representation precedes them. Like, you know what I mean? People know that, I know if I hire you, this is what I'm going to get.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? So you spoke about Mara's Music Store a little while ago. And I know Ethan used to work there. Yeah. When did you meet Ethan? Did you meet him there, or did you meet him before that?
Nah, man. Wow. This story right here. So I want to say, a lot of people say they're the first to know Ethan, and then some of them went to school with him. I ain't topping that. But I met Ethan at a young age. His mom was going to Maximum Life. When we got there, they joined the church, and they saw us playing. She saw us playing. We looked young. It's like, my son he loves y'all. What y'all doing? I met Ethan as a little kid.
Wow.
He was half my size.
Wow.
That's why when he grew up like that, I was like,
Right. Like, what's going on?
dude.
I remember when you were this small.
I know, right? So I met him. His mom, oh, she's a special one. She was just like, we was like, lady, please. But then, she would only leave him with us. He couldn't go anywhere. Like we would secure him a ride home. She would not, you got my son, overprotective of him, make sure he's good. But he was a child. That's how I met him. He was hanging around the church. He wanted to play drums. We would make him watch. So I'm like, you still got little ways to go. You know what I mean? And honestly, the growth spurt that everybody knows that he has, that they know him for, happened in the years that we lost touch.
Wow.
No, we really didn't lose touch.
Right, but just life just get busy, you're traveling, yeah.
So I'm living life. He's living his life, and I'm hearing he's teching, and I'm like teaching people. How did he start teaching people? Because you know, cats' real abilities. Right. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, he must have really put the practice in. And then I heard him, and we linked up one time. I can't remember when it was. Before I went to Denver, of course.
Okay.
Linked up, and he was like, you haven't heard me play since Maximum Life. I was like, please play something. Where are you? I heard you teaching people. It was like, I'm showing them what you showed us, what you showed me. He got it from me, Adam, and Mark, and Keith Johnson.
Wow. Okay.
Who's, silent killer doesn't quite say it.
Okay.
Yeah. Keith got me. So Maximum Life. Ooh, y'all need to know this. Pause for a second.
Let's go.
Maximum Life. Pastor Carol Johnson was the first black man to own a studio in Baltimore. Okay? Started a church. His son, of course, Dwayne Johnson, involved. Daughter, Sherry. Everybody's involved. But in this back room in their house, they had this old studio equipment. He dove into that side of things. But because we were hanging with Keith, we were the same age, we were hanging around the studio. Well, he got the studio up and running and was running it. And that's how I got into production. That's how both me and Mark got into production at the same time. Adam would come through too. We all got into production.
Wow.
Learning on the oldest equipment.
I was getting ready to say that, yeah. This was MPCs.
Well, they didn't, that was up to date. No, we were working on stuff that was older than that because it was his dad's old stuff. And then, Keith would buy certain up-to-date things here and there, But ultimately, the MPC vibes, but mainly like samplers.
Or like keyboards that were built in.
Yeah, like keyboard samplers.
Like the, was it the TS12? Do you remember that keyboard?
Yes.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, he had one.
Okay, yeah.
And it was this other small keyboard. I got to remember the name of this joint, but it was just a sample. It was like a small joint. But we were cutting our teeth for samples. And at this time, Blackstreet's hitting the radio. They killing us. You know what I'm saying? Another level. It was another level. Yeah. Another something.
Okay.
I think it's level. That dropped, we're talking between 93 and 96. Ooh, we got hammered on the radio. The best stuff. I mean, we were just diving in. He taught me how to read oscillators, and I got into all of that, and I dove in. He showed me a little bit, and I dove in. Some people would leave there because they were rehearsed at our house. We moved from apartment to a house off of Route 40 on St. Agnes Lane, and people would rehearse at our house. We lived next to a deaf lady, which was godsend. So we would have rehearsal, and people would leave their instruments there. I cut my teeth on an Ensoniq ESQ1.
I know. Yep, I know that keyboard. Yeah.
That's how I learned all the Mint stuff. Live for the Mint Factory album, I learned key bass on that keyboard. That's what I got. And I was learning bass. I picked up key bass at the same time, and because I didn't understand why the bass notes sounded the way they did, I'm like, why does this chord? I learned my few little chords, and that's what got me into production and thinking about. You know what I'm saying? It just broadened my horizon to learn bass and the chord too. But the crazy part was I like melody so much. I was learning to put my melodies on top. No one told me this. I didn't realize that was a thing. I ran into Buddy Lakins, of course, later on, and I realized he was playing melodies with his right pinky and my ring finger, along with the chords. I'm like, why do you sound so full? And I was like, wait, I'm already doing that. So I learned that just
Listening
for
to
the
some music
love.
and then
Yeah.
listen to music and exploring.
I was right, because I was like, there's got to be a way for me to play. So I was playing melodies while playing bass on the chord at the same time. And this is what I learned, you know what I mean, on my own. And later on, realized that that's how you're supposed to do it.
Right.
And I was like, God, thank you, Lord, for that
Right,
one. You know, just things that just happen in real time. Now, so much was happening in those few, I'm going to say, was it between 88 and 98? Just sponge, just anything that was happening where I was just on it. I was embodying it. I still to this day speak heavy. Everything I've ever learned, I speak it. It don't even matter what it is. Like I use every note, every nuance. I can tell you where I get it from. You could play. I could play right now. And you'd be like, "Where'd you get that slur from? I like that part. Where'd you get that from?" I could tell you the album. I can tell you the song. I can tell you the bridge.
That's like you said earlier. That's a different level of studying.
Right. So I knew that I couldn't get into the colleges because my parents couldn't afford, and I couldn't go to School of the Arts.
Did that bother you?
A little bit, but what I did was I said, well, I want to study enough to not have to go there. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to do all the listening and all the air drumming I can. Hopefully that'll make up for it.
Right.
Definitely happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I had people walking up to me telling me with degrees, it's like, I wish I had what you had. And I'm looking like, really? I want what you got.
Right.
Everybody always want what they see on the other side.
Oh yeah.
Always.
And like you said before, instead of letting that moment where you like, man, I want to go to college just for the experience or just to have this degree to say, look, your gift has taken you all around the world and back. And like you said, people who have master's degrees in music, they're like, man, they're still amazed by not just your talent, your gift, but like your composure and everything. So it's like it's more not just what you have. It's like something that they're seeing. Like, I don't have that. I can read this sheet music. I can write it. I can transcribe it, but I don't have that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so what does that feel like when you have people coming up to you who you may admire, who you may have looked at in the past? Like, man, he's so lucky to be able to go to that school. What does that do for your psyche when you hear that?
You talking about when? I'm sorry, you said
when people are coming up to you like, man, I wish I had what you had. People who, like you said,
I'm grateful because so many things could have thwarted my journey. So many things that are unseen that could have did me in. The prayers of my family literally kept us. I mean, I have my mother's mother literally prayed a bullet. She prayed, okay. She prayed a shootout off my eyesight. I walked through a shootout and I didn't see any people. That part. I'm walking home from work and I'm blasting headphones. By this time they got over the ear headphones. So they I got them blue Kobe's. The joints was loud. It was on 10. I'm jamming. And so I'm hearing, well, first of all, I was living in DC in the 90s. That was that. I forgot the name of Paradise is where I was living.
Okay.
And one way in, one way out. Be careful. And so I was coming home from work, my 9 to 5 at the time. And I heard some noise. I turned the music off and I heard gunshots. I was like, oh, shoot. So I was looking around, didn't see anybody, didn't see anything. I didn't blank out or nothing. I'm hearing the shots and I come up on the driveway. And I got to get to my building, go down the hallway, which leads to where they were having the shootout at. Still didn't see any bodies. Still hearing the shootout happen. I got my apartment, turned the lights off, and then the phone rings after about 2 minutes. It's my grandmother. She called and said, "Are you okay?" I'm looking at the phone like, did she know? I said, I know she's super spiritual, so I'm like, I'm not really surprised, but still.
Right, yeah.
It was still shocking.
Right.
It's like, yeah. Why'd you ask? God just told me to go into prayer for you. And I just got down on my knees and started speaking in tongues. Are you all right? I said, huh? Yeah. Like,
Right.
what?
She calling you like, I'm being obedient. I'm just making sure, right, you good.
And so when I told her, I said, I'm hearing bullets. It sound like a shootout going on. I don't see anybody and I don't hear anything. I don't even see anything being shot, but I hear it.
Right.
And I was down on the floor, of course. Mm-hmm. And so she was like, "Thank God, you in the house safe?" He said, "Well, lay low and just wait it out."
Right.
She stayed on the phone with me, and then they stopped. I was like, "Okay." And then we talked about my day and got off the phone. Woke up the next day, my roommate was like, "Hey," he country as Jack. His name was Tyree. He said, "Hey man, you know they had a shootout out there. There's bullet holes everywhere out there." I said, "Yeah, I came in the house. I didn't see anybody shooting. I heard it." I told him what my grandmother did. He was like, "Well, she must have," because based on what he was about to tell me, he was going crazy. Mm-hmm. Because based on what he had to tell me, he knew that was insane. So he was like, "So you didn't see the people shooting?" I said, "No, I took my regular route. I walked past this parking lot,
Right,
which is where they were." He said,
dangerous seen and unseen.
In real life.
Dangerous seen and unseen.
How do you make people disappear? I said, what? Where were they shooting at? Yo, outside my bedroom window faced the parking lot. No bullets got through our windows in our apartment at all, except the ones that are around us. Mm-hmm. Even the ones up top caught a couple bullets.
Where's your protection?
I didn't see it. If the shootout was happening in the parking lot.
Yeah.
I didn't see not one soul. When he told me that, I said, whoa.
And people don't understand that when people speak about miracles, all that only happen like in the Bible. It's like, no, that's a miracle.
And I already seen plenty of miracles before that happened. I just never seen one that profound,
right,
or that visible, or that, you know what I'm saying, amazing.
Right.
But yeah, I've been saying my grandmother ain't nothing to play with. She prayed.
They came up in a different time though.
She also had a real relationship with God, to the point where she was praying for almost the dang of the whole city.
But that's what I mean. They came up in a time where it's like right now. If I tell you like, yeah, Cory, man, I've been dealing with X, Y, Z, man. You're like, I'll pray for you. I'm praying, and you get home, you watching TV, you get something to eat, and like 3 days go past, like I'm supposed to pray for Jay. You forgot about, you know what I mean? So it's like back then, our grandparents, when someone told them that, they were really praying, like they were really going in, like intercessing, like praying for people. It's like. It's a different times. I think sometimes we fight against quote unquote old school church and the tradition. Yes, some of it could have been a little antiquated, but some of it was still needed. Like the spirit, like actually having a relationship with God, not relationship through your mom or through your dad, but you, Cory Baker, having a real relationship with God. We miss that because I feel like now our gifts and talents take us places where being spiritual necessarily won't take you. Does that make sense?
It does. I would also like to add to that point that distractions ain't never changed.
Yeah.
Distractions are distractions because that man upstairs is still the same.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we have distractions.
Yeah.
This is the biggest distraction in the history of our existence.
100%.
And that in itself is a severer of a connection with God, the one that you need.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Balance. We just need more of that stuff that we read about and say, I don't know if I could do that. We need it more now.
Yeah.
To obtain that kind of balance.
Yeah.
Because the distraction is way heavier than what it used to be.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Back then it was what? A cigarette, poon, some alcohol.
Yep.
Now?
Yeah.
We have you
don't gotta leave your house to be distracted.
It's too many distractions.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't gotta leave your house.
You know how much God you need?
Yeah. Yeah. And some things like you said, some things you don't know it's a real distraction until you sit down and think about it. You're like, I didn't do X, Y, Z, or like, you know what I mean? Even a TV show. Like, yeah, we all love to watch TV and enjoy ourselves, but sometimes you like, I'm supposed to do, all right, you know what? I'm gonna watch one episode, I'm gonna practice, and I'm gonna go pray. And one episode is a cliffhanger. You like, all right, I'm gonna do one more. Then after that, and you look at it's like, man, it's 10:30. I'm supposed to start practicing at 6 o'clock. So I agree with you saying wholeheartedly. I think we all as believers have to be cautious of these things. They're a gift and a curse. We love them, but
it's more of a curse than a gift, right?
Yeah. But I agree. It's like, if you have older people who, you can't see them as much, you get a chance to FaceTime, things like that. But like you said, I have to agree. It's more of a curse because there's so many avenues for that.
It's only not a curse. You got to make it like the balance of having those Christ-like habits have to balance out.
Even it pertains to like children growing up. Like I tell people all the time, it's like back in the day when you're an hour in school, you can get to a fight at school. You may lose, you may win, and that's it. Now you get into a fight at school. It's on YouTube. It's on all this work. You're like, yo, that's you.
Yeah.
And now you're like, I thought I was only going to have to relive that once.
Well, there's a bunch of other factors too. But
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's what, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's the thing. Like you said, we all have to work on that and not just do lip service, but actually work on that because we don't know. Like, I'm not trying to be super deep and spooky, but we don't know if we're going to be here tomorrow. So that's what we have to be conscious of that. Dana Hawkins, how did you guys meet?
Okay. I met Dana in church. First app, he was going to first app, started going to first app. And we didn't get along at all.
How old were you guys when you met?
What's crazy, I haven't thought about our age difference since we became good brothers.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Okay.
I would have to call him right now and say what age, oh yeah, you were that age, but I don't remember. I think he just hit 40.
Okay.
It's not that, like 7 years.
Okay.
I think he did just turn 40. So
Okay.
yeah, somewhere around there.
So you said initially y'all didn't get along.
Ooh.
Why was that?
Well, because I'm sitting here working for it. You know what I'm saying? Legit working for it. I'm not being flashy. I'm really he came in there being flashy. He thought he was the ish. You know what I mean? I'm like, somebody get this little kid out of here. Because I'm like, dude, like first of all, I've been waiting to play for this chair my whole life.
Right.
I used to be in the old church. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? You just got here.
I put my time in.
I did.
Right.
Man, you know how many times I sat and sung the choir, staring at the drums like,
clapping your hands.
I want to play.
Sooner than later, my time is coming.
Yo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, bro. You coming in here being flashy, and I'm paying attention to the details of the song. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching the director, and I'm making sure my posture is good. I'm taking things so seriously.
Right.
And you not.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, man, get this kid. Who is this kid? So they like, give him a chance, Cory, give him a chance. He would play, be all over the place. I would get on and deliberately play a pocket and then do something to wow him. So it took me, I had to spank him a couple times.
Okay.
On drums just for him to get his attention.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? All right, what's that thing you did? I like that. And then we eventually, formed a bond, and then the rest is history. I can't even imagine my life without him.
So the reason why I brought that up because I know you guys have a brotherhood, but you both play drums. Both are great on drums, and you both play bass. So how does that happen? Two, do you guys during that time were you shedding a lot on drums? Did you also shed a lot on bass? Or like how did that happen?
All right, so 2003, I was roommates with Morgan Turner.
Okay.
We lived off the Alameda in Belvedere.
Okay.
And of course, Devin would come to the house sometime. Morgan had these videos. One of them was Bill Dickens, and my bass was laying around. And so Devin came over, turned on the video, grabbed my bass one day, and was approaching playing bass strictly from a percussive, because he's a very percussive bass player, straight from a percussive standpoint. And he started to make sense of the notes. And I was like, dude, do that again, keep going. And he was and the rest was history. So he actually started playing bass on my bass in the living room of an apartment shared by me and Morgan Turner.
That's crazy.
That's how that started.
Sound like a lot of people need to watch that tape you had. Phil Dickens.
Bill Dickens. Find any of them.
That's crazy.
But that's how that happened. And then he kept coming back. He was like, hey man, I was wondering if I could play your bass again. Where that Bill Dickens video? He went back to it, like kept going back. I was like, it's right there. I'm thinking we going to spend some time or
Right.
chill. He wanted to pick up my bass and play.
That's crazy.
So he said that we watching it. I watched it. I already did watch it from living there. And he's like really gravitating toward it. Then the next time I saw him, he was like learning it and was like, "Oh, this note," putting it together. And this time passed, and he just got good. And he went to Berkeley. He had all of those experiences and influences, and really dove into jazz. Freddie Hubbard was one of his biggest influences, and learning that stuff and learning the right fingering from other people. Because I didn't have correct fingering. I didn't have all that stuff. So he just he gravitated, took for what we had, and went to school, and then it just multiplied. You know what I'm saying? And the rest is history.
So how does it feel to still see Dana being successful, still see him working, seeing somebody like this, tie your mind back to when you guys were, young adults, teenagers, and then to see him still having success, how does that feel?
Listen, man, my mind, a few things happened. They always remind me we wouldn't be where we are if it wasn't for so many things, but you were a huge part. They remind me every time, which I don't look for it. I think it's because I hear it, but I understand the concept of getting old and people forgetting about you. So I'm grateful that they always tell me, well, I'm so grateful for you, man. Or then when they greet me, they say it's genuine love, it's genuine respect, genuine brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? Cats who are just thankful. And I'm sitting here like, thank you, Dad. Because I wouldn't know nothing to tell you if it wasn't
back
for
to
him.
your father, yeah.
Everything is tying to him. So while everybody's looking at me saying I'm a pillar, I'm like,
You're like, I wish you guys
he's the pillar.
I wish you guys can sit down and talk to my dad. I wish you guys could have grew up in that environment. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's honestly, I hate to say this, but I feel like they couldn't talk to him now. Like cats ain't really built to even receive what he would be able to give.
Right.
Just because our cultures are like doing this
Yeah.
to knowledge, to real knowledge.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you ain't moving in a certain way, then we don't even want to see what's good on your end.
And I think it's that, but I think it's more along the lines that, and I hate to say this, but now it's more like coddling.
Yes. Oh my God.
So like our parents or our aunts or uncles, they can tell you something, and whether it sounded harsh or whether it made you feel great, you're gonna take it and get something from it. You're gonna be annoyed in a moment.
Yeah, of course.
But you're gonna take it and get something from it. It's like if you were young and your dad was like, "Boy, that bass, I keep telling you that whole bass line," like, and you're gonna be like, "So what am I supposed to do that?" Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think now with this generation, if you do that, it's kind of like, all right, I'm not working with you no more. Man, you have this underlying issue because you're not speaking to me in a way that I want to be spoken to. And I understand everyone wanting to be being respected, which is fine. But like I said, it gets to the point sometimes where we are coddling people because they're gifted.
Yep. Yeah, I don't coddle people no more. I started it when I was like, I'm doing you a disservice. You need to know that you suck. You need to know that you didn't incubate long enough. You need to know that you need to stop going live because you're embarrassing yourself. Just because they're giving you likes and love, that it's fake, because it's not real, because who you really need to be playing in front of and getting alive in front of is the person who can outplay you. If you ain't going live in front of that person to get a good, gauge on where you really are, you're failing. And you're wasting your time and you're wasting our time. Go home, incubate, study, get embarrassed. I mean, how can a person, how stupid it is to go into a gym and sweat it out and look crazy and to gain muscle, but you can't come into your profession or something that you love and sweat it out and gain, and you know what I'm saying, and look ugly for that?
Yeah, no.
It's dumb. Like, why are we compartmentalizing how to grow? Stop trying to escape pain because you need it.
Yeah.
And get your ass in the gym and work.
And you're right. And I think it's like that now because everyone is a brand. And that's why we have that. Everyone is protecting their brand.
I'm so lost on this brand.
Yep, I know you must say. Yeah.
If you have a brand, then cool. If you like Aaron, a young Aaron, you know what I'm saying? The base of the kid who's not a kid no more.
Yeah.
But he had a brand coming out the gate because he had it.
Right.
it was worth branding. And I think people just need to like go to the dictionary and see what branding is.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you don't encompass that meaning, then you're
Right.
not branding.
I agree.
I mean, the only reason why people fuss at me because like you've been branding your whole life. It seemed like all you got to do is just do what everybody else is doing. And I'm like, okay,
Right.
I'll do it.
And I think if it's not really you, it's not you. Like now you're forcing yourself to do something that you know what I mean, that you really, and then people aren't dumb because people can see when you don't want to do something. People can see like, oh, he's not really passionate about this particular thing.
Right.
But when I see him on this stage or when I see him after a shed, it's like, I want to see this guy on Instagram or on YouTube. You like, that's not me. Like, you want to see this guy here in real life.
Yeah.
Like, so no, that makes perfect sense. Aaron Spears.
Okay. So my beginning interaction with him was, so when I moved to DC in '97. Paul Buggy Edwards moved me because we were all playing in New Praise at the time, and he needed a bass player for Tyson's Temple.
Okay.
And so I went to the great Tyson Temple and said they could find me a job. They could only pay me $50 a Sunday, sometimes in pennies. I'm gonna let that sit for a second.
He said, here you go, sir. Here you go.
I mean, it would be a Ziploc baggie.
Right.
And wait, Ziploc didn't even exist in it. It was the little put together.
Oh, I know you're talking about. Yeah,
red
yeah.
strip joints.
Yeah.
That didn't stay closed. Yeah. So that's why I had a 9 to 5. I was working under. What was I working at? It was called Icon Office Services. I was a copy machine person.
Okay.
So working at a law firm. I met him going to one of his sheds. Buggy was like, yeah, Aaron, now what's crazy is that I've been reading credits with his dad playing bongos on all them old gospel records from
Aaron?
Star Bethlehem. Yes.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Aaron Spears' father, Kenny Spears.
Did not know that.
They all grew up in Star Bethlehem. Let me stop right there. Star Bethlehem. Okay. What First Ave is to Baltimore is what Star Bethlehem is to DC.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
But that's where Aaron Spears is from.
Okay.
Earl Machete came out of there. Crystal Merton, who was Andre Crouch's disciple, by the way. So many people, I can't name them all. Earl could name them all. Earl Machete, I didn't say that. Anyway, they all came out of there. Danny McCrimmon, Tim Lindsay, Tim Steele's father, who played on the majority of the early Richard Smallwood albums.
Okay.
With Jeff Davis.
Okay.
That's Tim Steele's dad, Tim Lindsay on bass. They all came out of the recording giants. Just everybody was in the right direction. All them Savoy albums from back in the day, everything.
Right.
They was on it. So this is where Aaron Spears and them come from. Oh, and Warren Jones.
Okay.
They all come out of the same church.
Okay.
So he invited me. He's like, yeah, okay. The shed going on. And I went into Aaron's basement. And that was when that legendary time was happening, Aaron's basement.
Now this is before Gideon Band? When Aaron's playing? During Gideon Band.
Definitely. Yeah, he was definitely in Gideon.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. I feel like I was there around the cusp of, I feel like they existed way before I met them.
I think, yeah.
They had to because they were a go-go band at first.
Yep.
But yeah, Gideon was definitely in either forming or happening.
Okay.
But we were getting our butts spanked at this basement. Oh my God. And I got to say this fun fact because a lot of cats don't know this. We were shedding at Peanut's house in Baltimore off of Gwynns Falls Parkway before Aaron started shedding in his basement.
Okay.
It was me, Devin, my brother, Chris Forbes, Peanut. Who else was coming around there? I can't think of any other names at the moment. But we were all in his basement off of Gwynns Falls. His mother died and she left him his house. My brother stayed there. Chris Forbes was living there for a minute. And we were shedding in the basement way before I met Aaron. And then when we met Aaron, when I went in the basement, I was like, oh, I didn't say that's what we did because I was fish out. I didn't know anybody.
Right.
Man, met everybody there. Buggy showed me around. Scooter showed me around. And J.J. Williams showed me around
Okay.
D.C. when I moved there. Took me to all the concerts, all the spots. Adams Morgan introduced me to everybody. But that's how I met. That's how I met Aaron Spears. And,
Okay.
and needless to say, you know, they saw that I could hold my own. You know what I mean? They was like, "Yo, where you from?" I'm from Baltimore. You know what I mean? They started inviting some of the Baltimore dudes up. Devin, Mike Reed would come up after a while, and then what's his name? I don't want to say no. Nutty.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Nutty was coming up. I mean,
Okay.
we was all doing this. I mean, a lot of the bridges were gapped between Baltimore and DC through me and Buggy.
It's funny. That's you.
But Kennard Cherry is responsible for that connection. He was going to Morgan at the time, and he invited Buggy to a concert, to a rehearsal, and the rest was history. I met. That was my 10th grade year.
Okay.
So I joined the jazz band, all at the same time while joining New Praise.
Okay.
Forming New Praise. Buggy we all started as Rhema Choir, Rhema
What?
newspaper. Put out a choir. It wasn't called New Praise yet.
That's crazy. That's a long time ago.
I mean, it all happened at the same time. We were Rhema for like a year, I think.
Okay.
It may be a year, and then we became New Praise, and then at the time we were opening up for all the concerts. We were sharing the stages with a young up and coming Ty. SOP was smacking everybody around that time, and we eventually got Joe Wilson to produce the album.
Oh wow.
Yep.
So when you met Aaron that shed, you know, that first time you met him at that shed, did did exchange numbers after that? Did you guys
We had no phones.
Okay. So
we exchanged two-way numbers or
Oh,
pagers.
wow.
We didn't have everybody had a cell phone then.
so that's how you guys were keeping contact, like when you met him, like for example,
We
like
were calling each other at home.
and then saying like, hey, when the next time we gonna share it or something like
Yeah,
that.
I left a message. Like, oh, hey, what's up, yo? He was answering the house phone, bro. And Tim Steele was his roommate after a while too.
Okay.
So
Was
Tim,
it Aaron's roommate? Okay.
Tim Lindsay, the bass player, his son, Tim
Okay.
Steele became roommates with Aaron. And then when he got there, it was just like mad. It was more drum sets downstairs. It was just a great house to go to.
So it's like another one when you meet Aaron playing with Gideon Band, and then you see him go from there to playing for Usher to playing for Ariana Grande, somebody who you knew before the world knew them. How does that feel?
Man, it feels like I'm like grateful that God chose me to be so connected and be around so many different starting points, so many conjunctions, so many meetings, so many pivotal like sections in time. There's so many things that just happened that just did this. Everywhere. It was just connected. Everything was connected. But it was and this is vital. It was really happening because I was serious. It was my level of seriousness that brought me to all the rooms. It just became a magnet. You know what I mean? After a while, I didn't even feel like I was working to get places. That's why I'm like, why are people working so hard to make sure that they're positioned? It's like if you're serious, it'll find you.
Yeah.
It still works today. You don't need social media. I always say, and I speak to saying that social media has also been the inhibitor of people being where they really need to be, because you don't even know whose womb you're gonna end up in. Your life is already mapped out before you get here because God gives you a gift. That gift is where you're supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Person's good with numbers, accountant. Person that's good with putting notes together, musician. You know what I'm saying? It's a no-brainer. Person who can teach, you know what I'm saying? Teacher.
Yeah.
Person who can speak well, person with a loud cry when they're a baby. Like, it sounds like they got a microphone up to this baby. Public speaker. You know what I'm saying?
We just don't think about it like that, but when you think about it, like you said, it makes sense.
Yeah,
And
we are born with gifts and talents, and when you don't go after that, you choose to be. I like cook. Yeah, but you was born to run this business over here.
I think a lot of times we're scared just to take that first initial step. And because like anything, we want to hold the best presentation, but sometimes you gotta start it.
You gotta do something.
Like, you have to.
But it takes from being serious. You gotta be serious about something, even if it's something that you're not created to do.
I think you can be serious and still be afraid.
Oh yeah, no, yes, yes, absolutely.
Because you can put all the time in, and you're like, oh, I know I'm supposed to be doing this over here, and I know God has shown me visions. People came to me and say, hey man, you need to be doing this. You got then you just get to take that first step, because like you said, this social media age, if you take that first step and you bomb, you make a mistake, now it's like, oh, you saw it, like, man, like he went down, like, and now you like, man, I knew I wasn't ready, but you were ready. You just made a mistake.
Yeah.
So like, you know what I mean? I think for some people who are scared to take that initial step, we're not talking about the people who aren't working hard. We're talking about the people who are doing what they're supposed to be doing. I think that's where it comes from, social media, because it's that one incident. When it happens, it gets screen recorded, it gets sent around. It's like, man, he ain't gonna be on the tour no more. I'm telling you, like, so people are almost in a sense preying on your downfall, and you feel it, and you're always scared to take that first step, but you just gotta take it. Like you said, because that's how you learn. You learn from failure. So you're not gonna be able to get back on that. When you fall off that bike, you're like, oh my elbow bleeding. And you wipe your elbow and you look at it, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna get back on that bike again. So, but I think that's lost now.
Yeah.
Because we just want everyone to love on us no matter what. But you know what I'm saying, though?
I know, but it's like
if I, like, not too long ago, you and I had a session. When you were listening to mixes, blah, 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 and you were your regular self. You was honest. Now, had you been like, yeah, these mixes aren't it, it's like, that's not him being rude. That's him helping me grow. Somebody who's been working as long as you've been working, who's been listening to music for as long as you've been listening to music, you can't take that as a shot. You can't take that as a like, oh, he's trying to break. It's like, no, you asked him for his honest opinion and he gave it to you. Would you rather him say, oh man, we definitely gonna call it, these are fantastic, and you get to the car like, yeah, that was some of the worst mixes I've ever heard in my life. How do I learn from that experience?
Right.
How does anyone learn from that experience? So that's why, like you said before, we have to do a better job of being honest. And sometimes it's not about being hurtful, but like you said, you don't know what you don't know. That's the thing that I think we have to kind of like help this next generation. And it's hard to, because a lot of these guys are ultra talented.
Man.
And the same way you said you had to in a sense earn or gain Dana's respect, like sitting on the drum set, and he was like, all right, now I'm gonna listen to you because you're doing some stuff I like. You know what I mean? It's the same thing now.
Yeah.
They will listen to you when they see you doing something.
Right.
Or when they see you on the stage that they want to be on.
Right.
So so-and-so come into town and it's like, who your band? I'm so-and-so. And I got to have Cory Baker on bass. Hey, like, maybe Cory, I need to start listening to what he's saying. Because my favorite artist just came in town, whether it be a pop artist or R&B artist, and she said, I got to have Cory on bass. If I can't have him on bass, I need to have him on drums. You know what I mean? That's how they learn. It's not right, but that's how they learn. They hear with their eyes.
Right.
Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
Yeah, they hear with their eyes.
Yeah,
so,
but, I like to think that when they do come in contact with me, that changes. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, let's switch it to this. And I'm vocal about everything.
Right.
And I'm like, listen, point me in the right direction. What do I need to listen to? And I have to tell them how to listen to music. Don't binge. I gave you a year's worth of music.
Just take your time.
Take your time.
Yeah.
I started giving this kid lessons one time. It referred to me, a friend of mine. Said, hey man, this dude instrument and bass. I gave him Kimberell's Everlasting Life and some other album that's just a bass. I can't remember what the other one was. In the same day, this fool texts me a video of him playing one of the songs. I said, you missed the point. Don't text me showing you shouldn't even be showing me what you can do with it. I know you don't know it. And I haven't talked to this kid since. Right. Because he didn't like I'm pretty sure he didn't like what I had to say. And I don't care. Right. You had to learn the hard way. Cool, fall flat on your face. Hire yourself. Make yourself look like you're branding, and get up in a room with people who really knows what they're doing.
Right.
You gonna wait for them? You was better off with me.
I think in those moments like that example you just gave to this generation, and it's tricky because I hear what you're saying. It's one or two things. If I had to guess, when that young man did that, one, he was doing like you said, he missed the moment. He just trying to say I learned through a festival. Two, he was trying to say, hey, you just send me this music and I'm already on it. But in your mind, you like, you don't have to do that. The next time I see you and I ask you to play this music, I'm going to know you're already on it. Like, but you see where the clash comes.
Not really. I mean, yes.
Well, you know him better than
I just
whoever.
don't care.
Right. But I'm saying whoever this individual is, you know him better than I know him. But what I'm saying is that two things could happen. One, like you said before, he missed the moment completely. He just trying to say, "Hey, I learned the first song. I'm adding some stuff. Blah blah. I'm going crazy." And two, he's like, "Let me show Mr. Cory that like, yo, I'm learning this music and I'm serious."
Yeah, that's not what he said.
Okay, then yeah.
That's not, because I spoke to all of that before when I gave him the music. I spoke to all of that. I said, listen, it's too heavy for you. You know what I'm saying? First time hearing Joe Smith on Everlasting Life.
Right.
Yeah, I don't care who you are.
Right.
And when I heard him play, see, that's the other thing too. He already sent me videos of him playing.
Oh yeah.
So
okay,
I know what he said. I know what he's working with.
Yeah, you don't have. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. I tried to help you. I couldn't help you. I'm sorry. I tried.
I was just like, no. And then just to hear what he sent me, I was like,
yeah. No, I see where you're going now.
I spoke to that. So he completely disregarded what I said and did what he wanted to do. So that.
Okay. Jonathan Ball, man. Working with Jonathan Ball. I know you guys have been friends for a long time. I know y'all recently here we just re-recorded "Strengthen You" and "Peter," two of my favorite songs, amazing songs. What is that relationship like? You know, how did you guys meet up until this point now?
Let's go back to that having a connection with God for yourself. So up until 2003, I had a connection with God that was from my parents.
Okay.
And it wasn't working anymore because you're not supposed to stay on an umbilical cord your whole life, your whole existence. So umbilical cord wasn't working no more. And I had to form my own. 2003, I said, I'm done with Christ. I'm done with church. I'm done with people. This is stupid. Ain't nobody serious. I want to become worldly so I can get money and to get what I like, how they live. I was just like, but keep in mind, 2003, I was, how old was I? This is 95, 17, 20, what was that? 26. Jeez, I was 26. Because I had my son at 23. So yeah, I was 26.
Okay.
Lord. And I was just like, this is stupid. I'm done. Within that same week, I met Anthony Brown and Answered Prayers. And sorry. I had a good week of, not feeling like I need to be accountable to any spiritual being. It's like, fuck it. Life is good.
Right.
So, let me have a week. Next week, I met Anthony Brown, Answer Prayers, and John Ball and True Destiny. In the same week.
That's crazy.
Kenny and John were roommates 2 buildings behind where I lived.
Oh, wow.
Not only did I meet 2 groups of people who were really chasing God, but then he put 2 of them 2 buildings away from me so that I can always have a place.
Right.
That whole union was formed quickly. I met the group and everybody, met Josh, Brittany. I'm sorry, Josh Lay, Brittany Wright. Yeah.
So
everybody.
When you met John, then you met Kenny. Did you guys initially start working together on ideas, writing sessions, productions?
No, I was trying to play his music because he had everything was together. They had songs, they had everything. It was just a thing. It was an experience. Going through, they were students, and I started to hang around Morgan around this time, Morgan State University, which they offered me a scholarship. I turned it down because my life had already started. I'm almost 30. I was like,
Wow.
I'm like 10 years in my career. Like, why would I? It didn't make sense. It just didn't make sense.
Oh, you're probably too busy traveling and
Well, I wasn't busy traveling, but I was trying to be. So I was just like,
okay.
it would have uprooted my complete. It would
Okay.
go and take English class.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
I didn't even have the mental discipline to sit in the classroom again.
Okay. Gotcha.
So that's how I met them. I was trying to honestly, his music shaped me.
John Ball's music.
Yes, and with Kenny and
Terrence. I listen to me. I tell people Restoration Ecclesia, Christopher Winley Church. Stop me when I'm lying.
You're not lying.
Okay. Hey, but Kenny, Terrence at Restoration Ecclesia, that duo.
Wait, oh no, it was a team.
Oh yes. Chubbs was there.
Chubby and
Ish
Ish.
was there. Ish was there. Absolutely. When I say duo, I mean that keyboard,
okay,
that piano and organ duo. But the band there was amazing.
The acoustics is still the worst. It's the worst.
Yeah, but the band always sound great.
But they knew how to play the room. I was like, how do y'all do this? I can't. Every time I hit a snare in this room, I can't. I'm like,
But Kenny and Terrence together, man, it was like legit magic.
Yeah.
Because my church would fellowship with them all the time, and some of the stuff that, like, I never forget. Like back when like The Lord's Blessing Me came out, and they would play that joint. You know, they're like the
intro.
No, when it like that, yes, but when they go out, and I remember Kenny and Terrence going, they sitting there looking at each other, smiling, and I know where they go. I was just like, what? How did y'all like? And we're sitting there like, yo, I'm watching them look at each other and just like, we about to do this, but like off the spot. That connection that those guys had together was like, I wish we could have heard. We could have heard more of that. I really, really wish we could have heard more of that.
I was blessed to see and record a lot of it. Yeah, we used to go up to Morgan State and practice with Solomon. Remember Tall Solomon? Mm-hmm. Solomon Howard. He used to let us he'd be up there at school. It was like we could practice in the Rove room. Mm-hmm. And so we would set up, drum sets in there, keyboards. We just jam out all day. Mm-hmm. And so there was just one day. It was me on drums, Kenny and Terrence, just us three. Mm-hmm. It's about a good 2 hours of us playing together. Mm-hmm. And I recorded of them just feeding off of each other.
I know it's crazy.
All of us just feeding off of each other.
I know it's crazy.
Going for anything and it's ridiculous. Yeah. It's also embarrassing, but it's ridiculous.
Right.
Just to hear them, you talking about you wish you could hear it. I got to share that with you. It's just them two and me. I'm sitting there like, oh my God, what is happening right now?
So, what were your first impressions when you met Kenny?
All right. So Kenny was a weird situation for me because by this time, me and Adam were not getting along, and I don't know why. It just seemed like he was hating real bad. It's kind of weird.
Okay.
And that whole Jonathan Nelson band, everybody, y'all know, y'all remember, y'all know what I'm talking about. It just got weird. Like, who are y'all? Who do you think you are? Like, what's going on right now? Why y'all being weird?
Okay.
So it was a weird dynamic with them, and I wasn't really getting along with all of them, and I just realized that Kenny was different. He just didn't act like the rest of them.
Okay.
And, and then I learned to realize that it wasn't even all of them. Mike was cool. He would have his moments, but Mike was cool. It was the other two that was getting on my nerves.
Okay.
God bless him. I mean, we all cool now.
Right.
Because we got older and put dumb stuff behind us.
Right.
But at that time, I was like, y'all are weird. So I honestly thought that Kenny was the same way. Because, you're doing these albums, y'all shedding together, y'all brothers. Like,
right.
I'm thinking the same. And then I had a heart-to-heart with him. I was like, yo, I don't even want to rock with you because I'm thinking that you like them. We had a heart-to-heart. I told him. He was like, nah, I'm not. He spoke to that. He was like, I'm not trying to be that way. I like to be, this way and that way. And we just had a heart-to-heart. And then that, I felt a lot more comfortable being around him. And just over time, just the love and respect that I have for all of them, really. Like I said, you get older and you put stuff away,
Right.
or eradicate things, But Kenny, it's just been real still to this day. Like when you walk, when you see somebody, you're either everything that's ever happened to y'all is in front of you, or you know what I'm saying, or it's not.
Yeah.
But when I see him, it's nothing but love, respect. It's it. And it's a lot of it. I'm just grateful that I know him.
I'm about to say the same thing. Yeah. When you see how God has blessed him over the years, working with John 8 and branching out, working with other artists, and I think for a while he produced some stuff from Corey Kennedy. He was taking younger artists, like just really expanding, not his gift, but just helping people out.
Yeah.
So I think that's, shout out to Kenny just for being like overall great guy, man. And a new record he just produced for John that's coming out pretty soon. I just saw something on Instagram. So
Good.
the longevity that they still have working together. That's interesting. You making me skip down my question list, which is funny. So you're just talking about the Jonathan Nelson Band, and I know everywhere we go, Baltimore is famous for their ballads, like
Absolutely.
the way we play ballads. During that time, and even now, is that something that you subscribe to, or you was like, that's not me, I don't play like that. Yes, I'm from Baltimore, but I play like this.
Okay. So
we call that the feel. So,
I know.
Yeah,
I got you.
yes.
So it's funny because for me, I have my own go-tos of my existence. Just everything that I pull from, I've always had my whole life. Like I said, I grew up on the Hawkins and Archer Crouch. I don't need anything else. Need. You know what I'm saying? So by the time we get to that, to me, it's just aesthetics. It's just options that they're overusing. Not in a bad overuse,
Right?
But they're doing what they're doing to come up with a certain formula and a certain sound from it. Respect. And while everybody was going crazy, oh, we love this, and this is good. Let's do the Kenny joint. Let's do the Adam joint. And I'm looking like, all right, that's an option. I'm a walking encyclopedia of options. So in my mind, it's like, okay, that's a section. I know there's more to music than just, you know what I'm saying? I'm not hating. I wasn't hating. I just wanted people to just always see that there's more options out here. Sometimes I started to see this happen around that time, but it's gotten worse over time. I've noticed that people imagine somebody trying to read the Bible and they only read one verse and thinking and saying they know the Bible. It's like, all right, that's just one section. There's more to this. You think you're going nuts over this? Go pick up that Frank Zappa album. Like, you tripping on that? Go pick up that Michael Frank's Passion Fruit album. You're welcome. You know what I'm saying? Like, you tripping on one interpretation of a certain specific formula. Specific. Because in the grand scheme of all music, bro, that's a crumb. I'm tired of seeing cats go crazy over crumbs.
I think
celebrate the crumbs.
Yeah, I think like some of the artists you're naming, like even some of the artists you're naming, like the last two. I don't know the last two artists you named, right?
Oh,
right. Which is fine. When I say fine, I mean like I'm actually interested and intrigued. But I think not just my generation, maybe some people your age may not know these guys because your palette is so large for music.
Yeah, but we talk about my peers though.
Not your peers. I mean, like my generation. When I say I mean like I'm 36, 36 and 20-year-olds. So when they going crazy, when they see Adam and Mike.
Oh
and
yeah,
Justin,
when they see him.
Yeah, when they. So are you speaking to my generation and this current generation, or just your generation?
Yeah, my generation.
Okay.
You asked me what did I feel around that time?
Yes, yeah.
And
so
when
you're seeing your peers respond to them at concerts, you're like, got you. Okay,
yeah, I'm just saying, and I'm not. It wasn't like looking down on them. It was just like, yeah,
right.
But there's more.
Now, during that time, did you ever feel like you had to change your style to fit in this market?
Because I realized that the majority of what's popular has already happened, and I already know about it. So all I do is, it's just this, and then I apply everything that I know that I can play around it or make it. And I'm an enhancer. That's what I do. You can set something specific in front of me and say, all right, I want you to play like this. By the time I'm done, you're going to get an Anthony Jackson version out of me. You'll get a Jocko version out of me. You'll get my dad option. You know what I'm saying? You'll get this Joel Smith out of me. It's so many different, I have so much going on in here that I studied, that I know that I can't get rid of, that it's just not going to be, it's going to come as close as you want it to be. I can mimic very well. But where's the fun in that?
I'm about to say, it seems like that's not where your heart was never there to try to mimic or fit into. Like, hey, if you want to play, when I say us, I mean like artists or something. Like, hey, we want this sound. We want, like, you know, like we want the song to move like this. And it seemed like you were like, that's cool, I can do that, but I want to be Cory Baker. Is it like, am I?
It is like that, but I didn't say that.
No. I just mean.
But no,
I'm assuming at this point is my assessment
I got you,
correct?
but I don't want to put that narrative on it that like it was all about, like I was focusing on me. Like that wasn't really the case.
No.
It was more so like spewing out.
Right. When I say I want to be Cory Baker, I mean I want to keep my originality. With
Yes.
like when you hear,
Yes.
like I know when you're playing bass. Like you're never gonna play bass like this.
You're right.
You have
Although if the song calls for it,
even if the song calls for it, when you play this,
yeah,
yes,
it's gonna be my language.
yes. So I can hear like, oh, so like, who playing? Oh, that's Cory. You can look. Yes, I told you that was Cory. So
Yeah.
that's what I mean when I say that. I don't mean you were saying, hey, this is my way to highway. I mean you're
Gotcha.
like, I'm going to stand flat-footed and like being original.
So now the thing about that is that they don't teach. Everybody's cloning now. And I come from a time where it was celebrated that you have your own sound.
It was like that with everything.
Right, but that's where I come from.
Yeah, it was. If you think about it, it wasn't just gospel. It was like that with hip hop too. Even with R&B, Stevie had his own sound. You know, you heard Stevie because it was going to be very colorful. It was going like he gonna go from major to minor. He walking up like. It was very colorful. Now, like you said, everything is kind of like, not even kind of, it's the same thing.
No, it's literally copying.
This person got on like that, let me get on like that.
Yep.
And I've had friends come here, you know, for sessions, and sometimes they do auditions for like gigs. Like they have to, like, you know, they'll do like a video and record a performance that's just for the artist to see. And they're telling me like the artist like, hey, play this song just like the last guy who sat here because we like that sound and that's what we're comfortable with. So does that, if somebody calls you for like a major, I'm talking about like major gig, and they say, Cory, I love you, but I want you to play this bass or these drums just like this person. I don't want any different. Is that something that you kind of like, I'm not doing that?
No, I'll do it. But the thing is I'm so confident in my journey and what God has given me that I will, you know, I've how can I say this? I rarely, and I mean, I can't even remember the last time somebody heard me do something that they were asking for and didn't walk away saying, that's my new thing. I've always been the person to replace their template because of what I know.
Right.
It's like, I can see 50 ways of playing what you're asking for. Why would you settle for the very thing that you're already used to?
Yep.
And then I can't even do that. Really, I don't have that person's journey, that person's life, the temperature of that day, the fact that they missed their rent on the first. Oh, that's going into the note choices that you heard. If I don't have that experience,
right,
in the exact chronological order in which they, you know what I mean? Like I would have to live the same life.
Yeah, that's why I was saying that. So no, that makes sense. That makes sense. Back to Kenny, you guys worked on Micah Smith's album together.
Yes.
Which I think is a classic. I really, really do.
Thanks.
How was that process?
Ooh, that process was heaven sent. There was no animosity, no backbiting, no disrespect. Nothing but love, brother and sisterly love, all the way through. Respect from everybody, all the engineers involved, all the musicians involved. The step in the process and how we dealt with getting files back and forth was done in a reasonable, timely manner. You know what I'm saying? Life happens, things happen, but we work together. And honestly, I believe that album sounds the way the process was. You know what I'm saying? Everybody loves it. It's enjoyable. It's like it's timeless. That is definitely a reflection on how it was made.
You can feel it. I remember when Micah started gigging, and I remember it was you, Josh Thomas, and Mike Saunders. And people always call y'all like that's a three-piece right there. Like y'all, not only did everything feel good, everything sounded so larger than life. And this is like just like at gigs. Like, oh, we up second, we up third. Do you remember those days of you guys, you yourself, Joshua Thomas, Mike, do you remember those times?
I never forget.
What do you feel like? Yes, we had amazing times. Do you feel like we could have done more? Do you feel like we should have kept going? Like, what do
Oh,
you feel?
yeah. We only could move at the pace of the artist. You know what I'm saying? Micah, at a certain point, just kind of went in a different direction. I also moved to Denver. I got married not too long before then. And, life just kind of made things happen in that way. I wish it did kept going. I wish it was still here. But I'm grateful for that time, that moment. I mean, it definitely set the tone for how I work, how I want to work. I don't want any, animosity. I want to make sure that everything done behind the scenes is an example of what that album was. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nothing worse than trying to record over some BS. You know what I'm saying? You working with people you don't want to be in a room with. There's no way to create. Because the reality is, art is a reflection of what happens within ourselves. And whatever you working with at that moment, when you record, is what's going to come out on that spirit-wise. Spirits transfer through tape, through recordings. And whatever you are is what's going to... If you having a crappy day and you can still get up and sing and execute, crappy's going to come out.
Somewhere or another.
Somewhere.
That's good. I remember meeting Micah at my very, very first studio. You've been to at my parents' house too, and I remember just hearing his voice, man, and like how creative he was. Like, and I think at this time when I met Micah, I wasn't even using Pro Tools. I was using Cool Edit Pro. A lot of people don't remember Cool Edit Pro. He like, oh, stack this. I'm like, this dude's stacking so many vocals. And after a while, I was like, and then when I hit play, I was like, oh, this is why this sounds amazing. But Micah was always great dude, man. Music IQ, like he was a savant. I would say just like yourself, man. A wide variety of knowledge when it comes to music. I really wish I got a chance to see you guys keep going, because it was just like every time we saw you guys live, man, it was like, what are they gonna do this time? What are they gonna do this time? Like, cause you didn't know, like, oh, I see Cory here. Okay, he playing bass, and he got key bass here. Like, okay, like Mike, his drums are set up different. Like what? Like it was always like sitting at the edge of your seat when you guys perform. Even the flip for Give Thanks, like even that, like I was just talking to Justin when he was here. Even Cast Away, I told Justin, he was just here. I said, you do know there are two versions of Cast Away. He's like, what you talking about? I said, there's a version, the first one, where Justin played key bass. I never forget, I was at his house. I was like, yeah, what bass is that? He's like, it's some reasons. It's called Hyper Bottom. And that was usually a time when people were kind of like real with sounds. And he was like, man, that's good, pretty cool. And I said, Cory played live bass over there. There's two versions. And he said, oh, it hit him at that moment. But that chemistry you guys had, is like, I was looking forward for you guys to do another project that made you feel like you just said when you were young, and you were like, oh, I can hear the room. Because it just, I don't know what y'all were doing, because when y'all would switch with bands, it would be the same thing, but it would be different.
I don't know.
I think it's just the brotherhood the three you guys had.
Yeah.
Like you guys really, really studied that music.
Our journeys, just it all plays a part.
Speaking of Josh and Mike, they both attribute, it's like the Cory Baker school of music. Like with them, they were like, man, Cory was hard on us, but even Mike told me, like, man, Cory was so hard on me. Let's start with Mike.
Okay.
Meeting Mike, how was that relationship?
All right. So I got to start this story off with an original story so my first bass gig, I was in 11th grade, I think. And my dad was too tired to go out that night. He was tired from work. He was like, can you play it? All right, if you want to do it, you can play it. First time playing. and it was for Ricky Fowler,
Okay.
Theron's dad.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yep, it was Ricky Fowler, and who I forgot the name of the keyboard player. Harold Sutton was on keys.
Okay.
Mike's dad was on drums.
Mike's dad played drums.
Rusty Saunders. My first bass gig, I played with Mike's father.
That's crazy.
And we played Al Green's The Lord Will Make a Way Somehow, and that set the tone for my funk vibe. If we played anything else, I would probably be a different bass player. But that experience was so heavy for me. With him laying the pocket down, he did. Harold was killing, and Ricky Fowler killing the crowd. It just made me embody this funk vibe, and like I said, that's what everybody knows me to be a funk. Come on, a funk type player. That's what set the tone. That experience. So I met Mike's dad. First gig. Years pass. Meet Micah. He's like, I got these two young guys, Mike and Josh. Just try to work with them because we needed people to play. I was like, I was like, he was making me the MD. I was like, I don't know. He's like, how old are they? He's like, they really good. So I think Josh was going to Sheffield at the time.
Okay.
And Mike was just around, it's like, who is this kid? Then when he told me who his father was, I was like, okay. Pleasure to meet you. Let me calm down.
I know your dad. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not just anybody.
I think Mike went to School of the Arts too, didn't he?
He did.
Baltimore School. Yeah.
So did Josh.
Oh, yep.
And so that's how I met. That's how I met Mike. That's how things started with Mike. And this whole bass thing happened while I was in Denver. I don't know what happened, but while I was gone, he picked up bass, and he's now my bass hero.
So it's kind of the same thing with Dana. When you met him, he was playing drums. You left, you came back, he playing bass.
I mean, he was already playing bass before I left.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't leave till 2012. He picked up my bass in 2003. So Mike, like we just did a wedding, and I'm literally on drums like, oh my, what was that? Like he's wowing me. I mean, literally, I'm just like, what the insane stuff. But I'm hearing the influence. I'm just happy.
And every time I talk to Mike, he gives you a lot of love too, man. I want you to know that he gives you a lot of love every time we talk.
He gives me a lot of love when he say me. I mean, it's nothing but love between all of us.
That's amazing.
Yep. Mike's, and then his production.
That's my next thing. He talks about how you helped his production. Midas was just here talking about how you helped him in, like, choosing drums, and the same thing with Mike. So when you see guys like that and they're asking you for advice about, like, production, like, like, what about this kick? A lot of times people will pick the first kick they hear, like that works. What makes you want to be like, no, y'all do this, and like what makes you want to, like, invest your time into those people, not for yourself. What makes you want to invest your time into, like, the younger generation, like you did with Mike and Justin?
Only when I see that they have the level of seriousness that I can identify with, where I'm like, okay, you're worth the information I have to share, I could share. And I give them a little something. I see how they react. I'm like, okay, all right, well, let's take it. All right, we'll try this, and you know what I'm saying. I don't like to, I guess, let stuff fall on deaf ears.
Right.
I don't like to waste my time. Which is why I don't give lessons. I don't have the patience. I'm not just going to waste my time. I don't like money that much.
Right.
Not that much.
Yeah.
To do something I don't want to do just for $1.
Right.
No, sorry. The outcome of your experience of your life means more to me than me making $1.
Right.
If you're gonna waste your own time, go ahead.
So you basically saw that Mike was really, really serious and passionate about this.
Really serious. And I heard him play, and I was like, ooh, yep. And so what happened was I would pick him up for rehearsals and gigs often, take him back home because on the way home. And we listened, it was like a moment, he would like, I don't know what you got for me today, but I would let him hear. I shared my whole musical life with him. And he loved all of it. I made him a spool of CDs, 50 pack, 100 pack CDs. I make him a spool of CDs, give it to him, listen to all of them. digest every single last one. And was like, I like this part, I like this bridge. And we were nerd out on music. That's where that you know, the camaraderie and that
Brotherhood came
brother.
from.
Yep. Because we meshed. We meshed together. Same thing with Josh.
I'm about to say, what about Josh? How was it
I did the
meeting
same
him?
thing. I met them at the same time. Of course, I was hard on them because I'm like, get your egos out of here. We got a job to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And just showing them all the music that I learned, and they took to it like a fly to a moth, moth to a flame.
Mm-hmm.
They really listened to everything I said to them and really digested and applied themselves. You know, I call them randomly, yo, you listen to, you listen to that? I can't stop listening to it, man. It's so good. Pointing out the nooks and crannies. I mean, we would be in the middle of a session and be like, yo, you know what was in my, like, you know, take a mental break. Let me let you hear what this foolery you sent me today. Yo, I love this part right here. And we'll play something that I gave them. I'm just like, I'm so glad they listening. But then they surprised me by taking it further, and they started introducing music to me. Yo, you know about this? I said, this is the stuff right here. And the rest is history. We just kept flip-flopping back and forth music. And we learned and growing together. And I learned from them. It wasn't one way. Please don't. First of all, let me say this. Everybody who you mentioned, who you said I was influencing them, I am nothing. It took for me to go to, because when you in DMV, you don't really realize, you know what I'm saying, your influences. But when I moved to Denver, I realized that I am nothing without everybody. I'm always, that's why when I came back, I was like, no, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, no, you the guy. I'm like, no, I wouldn't be where I'm at. Steve, all of them. I would not be where I am if it wasn't for, you know what I'm saying, rubbing shoulders with all of them.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, even Devin as a kid, I'm like, he was feeding me something I didn't realize I was getting. But I recognized something in him, but it wasn't like, you know, I looked at it like, oh, I know I'm better than the way he's at. Nah, to some degree, he was giving me something. It all came from,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? When I linked up with you in your studio for the first time, you were giving me something. You know what I'm saying? My existence wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for all my experiences with everybody else. I'm nothing without y'all.
I think, I hear you, and I think that's amazing. But like I said, it also shows that everyone is saying the same thing about you, which is
I'm grateful, man.
Which in this day and age, it's different when everyone has the same thing to say about you. Like, just think about that. We went from Dana Hawkins to Josh Thomas, Mike Saunders. You got Midas. Even when Roy were here, Roy was talking like everyone has the same thing to say about you. I think it's amazing that you get a chance to see and hear this while you're here, and that's one of my main reasons for doing this, because I really want the people who I love. I've known you since I was a kid. I really want the people who I love to really know that, yes, we love you. You're a great musician. You're a great producer, but I want you to feel the love and see the love, because we're losing so many people without warning, man. Like, when I got the call, the mic had just passed. Like, you know, we just did a video session not too long ago with Mike, and him sitting right here playing. Him sitting right here playing. And I'm just like, I just saw this guy.
Yeah.
Like, and it made me think, like, of course we hear it all the time, like, we don't have the time we think we do here. Even Aaron, you know, every time I met Aaron, I never forget they had a 2-day session here. He was here with his church, you know, Will McMillan and Ross was here playing bass.
Yeah.
Aaron is the same guy every time you meet him. Like, always love, always trying to help somebody and look out for him. And then just like that, he's gone. And of course, he's felt the love. But I want to make sure people really understand that you have people here who really, really love you, man. Like, people who really feel like you helped and really shaped their life, not just musically, but period. So I really want you to take that in, man. Like, seriously, take that in.
Blessings. Thank you.
No, absolutely, man, absolutely. When you got that call to move to Denver, was that an easy for you to be like, yeah, I'm gonna get up and go? He's like, man, I really love Baltimore. I've been back and forth to DC. Like,
All right, a couple things. One, I had a family to think about, so it was a good family move.
got you.
They brought me out there first to play for the Easter celebration, I believe. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Invited Kirk Franklin, and I was there for all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Paid me handsomely,
Mm-hmm.
showed me around the city, said, "We want you." For me to go back home and tell my wife.
Mm-hmm.
Next time, it was like, we're still thinking about it. By somewhere in the middle of that year, no, maybe no, they had me play for their Christmas program.
Okay.
Then I brought her out there. They said, we want her to see it too. And so they brought us out there. That was when they did the Kirk Franklin Easter thing. And then, we were there for like a week, showing us around. Like, she was sold. So we moved. All expenses paid. Benefits for my whole family. Why wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
But the second part, it was bitter because it was like I left like in a height of my existence so far.
Mm-hmm.
Album just dropped for Micah, and that could have led to a lot of great opportunities if I stayed. But I needed to go. It was a lot. It was a lot that needed to happen. Life-wise, I was still green in a lot of areas, but when I left there, I wasn't green no more.
Mm-hmm.
I went through some of the worst years of my life was those 4 years. Marriage, and dissolved there. I almost was homeless there. I had some of the craziest blessings happen there.
Mm.
But my whole point for being there was God sent me there to be the light in a very dark place.
Gotcha.
Really. I mean, I ain't trying to be super. I hate overly spiritual people.
No.
But no, he sent me there to literally be a light, and be fire too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people still, remember me and say my name in a lot of different circles and say, man, when this cat was here, he was about his stuff. He wasn't playing around. He wasn't playing games. He showed up knowing the music. Like, they just didn't. The other thing about Denver is that they don't have like heroes like we got.
Mm-hmm.
Dennis Chang, we can see him cutting his lawn.
Mm-hmm.
They can't see. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know who's popular there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who's put Denver on the map?
Right.
And I used to know some names, but then it's not widely known.
Yeah.
But they don't really have those kinds of heroes laying around.
Mm-hmm.
So it was good for the culture there in the community to see someone who really is serious, because the industry isn't there.
Right.
And the industry isn't here either.
Mm-hmm.
But where my work ethic is, it exemplifies the industry.
Right. That makes sense.
So I don't know why. I know why now in 2020, without being super spiritual, he sent me there.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely changed the ecosystem
Mm-hmm.
of how people take music serious there.
Now, when you came back to Baltimore, a lot of times where we may make a move, that's good for our family, that's good for us, even musically. And then we there for 4 or 5 years, how long the time frame may be, and you come back, do you feel like, what I'm about to say, I know the answer to, but I want you to answer it the younger Cory and to help the younger generation out. Do you feel like, man, people have seen me like in Denver, blah, 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 now I'm back in Baltimore. Do I feel like, man, I failed at this thing, or the fact that I'm coming back here is kind of like, I'm walking back here like this, like, yo.
No. Make no mistake. I gained more than I lost.
Mm-hmm.
When I moved there, I said I wanted to, God show me to whoever the top dog is here in Denver. I want to play for that guy, or I want to rub shoulders with that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think the top dude in Denver was Gerald Albright.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked my way up to him in such a short period of time. I was just so happy that his daughter was going to Potter's house, and she was working. She had a career, and she wanted to do work on her first EP, and asked me and a couple friends to do it. Terrell, what is your last name? Timothy. Why can't I think of that last name? Lord Jesus, because I don't never say the last name. We're friends. But Terrell on drums, Who was, I can't think of any names. Professor McGowan, who had me speak. Oh, within the first 6 months, I spoke at a at a college.
Oh wow, that's
At
dope.
DU College, and it was a good turnout. And we had a line of people asking me questions after the class, like a
That's
master
dope.
class kind of thing. But he was guitar player. He was a professor at the college. He was on there, and we all basically produced this album. Well, her dad came in later, in a day, and to support her, and met. We all met and exchanged numbers. He said, "I got some gigs coming up, and I want to give you a try." Rest was history. I played for him for 9 years. So I didn't come home with my head hanging down at all. I came home completely, empty. I was musically drained. I gave Denver everything I had. I didn't have anybody. I didn't have a community
Makes
to
sense.
rub shoulders with to give me the energy that I grew up with. That's how I knew. That's when I started saying, like, y'all are my everything here. I'm nothing without y'all. Because I went into a place where y'all weren't there. Where y'all weren't. So, and I was like, I'm dying out here.
You're basically holding Denver up by yourself.
Really.
Right.
Really.
Right.
I found a couple cats, what was killing. They were smacking. I first met, when I first saw them, I was like, oh my God, I would love to play for them. They already had an established drummer. A guy named Tyrone Hendricks out of, I think, Seattle is where he's from. No. Where's Steve McCoy?
He's in PA, isn't he?
No. He's
Where's Steve at?
Portland.
Portland. Yes.
That's where Tyrone Hendricks is from.
Okay.
Related to Hendrix,
Okay.
like the
Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah. But he's a great drummer. He was the drummer, and I was like, oh, this works. Eventually, I ended up playing for what? I ended up playing for Gerald. I ended up playing for all the top dogs in the city and rubbing shoulders with them. So no, I didn't. I had more wins than oh. Also, I produced this kid. His name was not Kid No More, but his name was I'm getting old, y'all. Jacob Larson.
Okay.
I produced his whole EP. You can look it up on any
Okay.
streaming sites. It's all up there. Produced the whole thing from the beginning to end. That's like one of my babies where somebody actually gave me a chance and shot without no
I gotta check that out.
interruptions.
Jacob Lawrence. I gotta check that out. Yeah.
Yeah, please.
You don't gotta tell me.
No, I mean, I'm just saying it's like some of my best work.
You don't gotta twist my arm. Trust me. I'm definitely gonna listen. I can assure you that.
And I don't even have as much work out here as people would think. Oh, you must got a lot of stuff. No, I don't, because situations are weird.
So speaking of that, we're talking about production. Talking about just different situations. You produce the Jessica Green album. You worked on the Jessica Green album. How was that experience?
It was a learning experience in the worst way, of learning how to have your business in order, your paperwork, and if you need a lawyer, get one, and all that stuff that you don't know. And sometimes what they didn't tell me then is that some of those options you need money to have. And if you don't have money, well, then you're going to get got, because you just need money to handle certain things. But I didn't have my business in order, not because I didn't want to, because I didn't know to. Somebody took advantage of the fact that I just loved it. They had other plans, and it was a terrible situation for me. They like to take all the credit, but it worked out in my favor because, once again, when you apply God's principles to your life, yeah, you win regardless. So instead of me being all upset and angry and about to catch a case and all that stuff, I let it go, let God handle it.
So, dealing with that situation, like you just said, not knowing the business, not being credited, what would you tell the younger generation how to deal with that situation and how to not make? Of course, everyone knows now to copyright your music, all that kind of stuff. But what would you tell the younger generation so they won't make that same mistake?
Okay, first thing is, character-wise, don't give people what they deserve, because if you start doing that, you'll end up in jail very quickly. Forgiveness works for you, not for the person you're forgiving. It works for you. You need to clean your heart of a situation that bothers you or that is bothering you. That's the character side. Because you don't want that stuff to carry over in situations that really need real care, and that stuff needs to be gone. Other thing is, definitely have your affairs in order. Ask questions. There's so much information out here for you to not know now. I didn't have that. I couldn't look up the info. I could have, but it wasn't as easily accessible as it is now. Look up your information, see what's needed. Get that stuff done. Make sure that whatever you're pushing, that you have what you're pushing. Don't get to making yourself a business and you still can't play your way out of a paper bag. Play your way out the paper bag. Create the paper bag. Create the store that the paper bag comes from. Then brand yourself. Become fully, undeniably great. Then apply to business. Because if you become a business, think about it. If you become a business before the product is ready,
nothing to sell.
You got nothing to sell. So be the product first, then sell it.
Valid. I agree with it. I agree with it. Like you said, if you have all your business affairs in order, you got your ASCAP, your BMI, you got your copyrights. If you can't produce, none of it matters anyway.
None of it.
So what you said is 100% valid. So it's almost like don't jump the gun too soon for that kind of stuff. So, two-part question: Why haven't you released some more of your own music, and when are you going to? The last time we had a session, you let me hear some incredible music, and we talked about that.
I've been working on music so long. At this point, I got stuff that sound like samples. It's the I'm going to release music soon. The issue is having the money to get it properly mixed and getting it mastered so they can be put out, because I'm also trying to do this in a time where, something like 150,000 songs get loaded up to a day? I gotta have, something's gotta stick out other than it just being good. I realized the importance of having an image, having somewhat of a rollout plan a little bit, that using social media to my advantage in that way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Building anticipation, earning fans. You gotta have, I gotta build in order to brand it, I gotta have some things in place. Also, how are you going to trump 150,000 people? It's just, you got to have something extra. So I, at this point, will have to float in midair and turn myself into like a gold sparkle in order to do that. But I have to release this music because I feel weird now. Like I feel incomplete, and I feel strange. So I really need to get this stuff out. Other thing is I need to finish writing to a lot of stuff. I'm not a writer. I know you keep saying it, but I'm really not. And I'm trying to come up with AI, it's helping me finish songs. I can finish a song now. So thank you to Aaron Ipkiss, is what I like to call it, because sometimes if you say AI, So Aaron has been helping me.
Okay.
Complete a song. And at this point, it ain't got to be something I care to talk about. I just want to put the songs out there. Okay. So hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. If you had to gauge where you think, like, hey, I'll release an initial project and then there'll be more coming, like, I'm just going to like get my feet wet, just drop one and see what happens. You're like, you know what? I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going.
So here's the thing. I have so much music. I have to create different personas for each section.
Okay.
So I have a body of work that's like just music stuff. And then I got like a body of work that's like more singing stuff. That's going to be two different separate entities. It's going to come from the same person. Like I got another body of music that's just doing a specific thing. I literally got 3 different artists in one. So I'm rolling it out like that.
Okay.
Like remember like what Kate Tronado and all them was doing? Just you same person, but you got different personas because the music is different.
Right. Do you ever think, like you said, sometimes you have issues with writing or finishing tracks? Do you ever think with, like, you know what? I'm going to produce an artist. I'm going to grab this girl or guy who sings, who I think is talented, who I know, they're really locked in, they have a real relationship with music, or it's kind of like, I'm just going to put it out myself. I don't got time to wait on people's schedule conflicts.
I have a lot of material that's great for other people, but the problem is that I am not afraid musically. So
We
I
spoke
have,
about that. Yeah.
yeah, I have to put it out myself because people don't want to take chances.
We spoke about that off camera a couple sessions ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's now you said something you just said something a little while ago. People like they think you got all this work, blah 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 blah. Does that bother you when you feel like I have all of these ideas and information, new and fresh ideas, and I want to make music that gospel music, let's just say gospel music that helps and change lives, but artists don't want to take a chance on this sound until they hear it somewhere else. Does that bother you?
It used to bother me. It doesn't bother me anymore. I look at it like it's their loss. It's like we are sitting out here on some of the worst music that's ever been invented, and y'all gonna be picky now. Sorry for you, but if you don't want better, it's not my fault. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not coming from no cocky place, but it's just like everybody's so busy chasing money. That's really the problem. I mean, greed is, man, the root of all evil doesn't quite say it. Money, we need it, but to chase it too much,
Yeah.
man,
When it becomes
we lose.
it becomes the reason you wake up.
Yeah, we lose. And
Not from a provider standpoint, but just from like, I got to get this.
yes, but look at it from a molecular standpoint. Now all your options are geared toward choosing the dollar. So wherein some options where you would choose from, like, and I'm thinking like something in the song that feels so good, but you don't want to do it because it's not what the dollar makes.
Right.
So now we all got to suffer with
Yeah.
this lesser option because you want money.
Yeah, no, what you're saying is true. That makes sense. So, would you ever consider, of course, putting out like your full production albums, which you're singing and writing? Would you ever consider putting out a bass album as well?
Yeah.
What would you make that face for?
Oh, because it's like a bass album. That's so specific. I feel like I got a lot more to
When I
deal
say
with.
bass, I don't mean like just bass. I mean like you and an ensemble. Like let's say you, Josh, and Mike.
Like a Marcus, like I would be in the same crate as Marcus Miller.
Essentially, almost like what Adam just did. Adam has put, I think he's 2 or 3 projects of, like, of course, he's the lead instrument, and there's other like music accompaniment, like.
All right, well, let me answer your question. No. And
Okay.
the question is, would I do it for drums? Yes.
Really? So you would do it for drums and not for bass?
Yeah.
Why not for bass, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, because I never really considered myself to be a frontline bass player. I'm not really honestly, in my mind, I see myself as the side supportive dude that just has a good language.
Really?
I don't really see myself as being, out front with a bass line. Bing, bing, and smooth jazz is also.
I don't even. No. I don't even mean it could be anything. It can be funk. Like you just said how much you love funk.
Honestly, I would do it like this. If I'm on bass, the right person got to be on drums. Because if I'm
Yeah.
going to choose the thing I don't really want to do, then that person's got to be amazing. But I would showcase. I'd be like what Walter did on that one album. Just you'll hear my production, you'll hear my world, my mind. But I'll just play the role of bass player.
Okay.
But I feel like I have more control on drums.
Would you do a project? You would do a project for drums?
I would, man, all day. Matter of fact, I've been doing a project for drums my whole life.
Okay. I think we need that.
All right.
We need it out. Like, and the only reason I'm pushing you, one, because I love you, but two, it's not like tactics, but it's more like time is short. And I think you have so much music in your head is a hard drive. You have so much music that you recorded. So it's like, it's not saying rush and get it out, but we got to get this stuff out.
No, we do.
Because it's going to help the next generation. Like, who was like, you got 13-year-olds and 14-year-olds. This one is one kid. His name is Frank. I don't know if you know. He plays drums. Young kid, Frank. Really good. But he's younger than Gabe. Like he's like young.
Okay.
But he's the next generation that's coming up. And he called me a little while ago, like, "Oh, who played on that Micah Smith album, man?" I was like, "Cory Baker, Kenny, Josh. Who's Josh Thomas? Who's Cory Baker?" And he's loving the album. He don't know who you guys are. That's how young he is.
Wow.
So you know what I
I
mean?
would love to meet him.
Oh yeah, yep. I'm gonna show you his Instagram later. But really down to earth kid, humble. Like Elliot's been working with him, helping him out, and kind of mentoring him. But
Okay.
super young, but just hungry for knowledge, man. Hungry for knowledge, and I think that that's something that you should do. Like it's about leaving your mark. Like everyone knows and I think you don't get it twisted. You've left your mark, but I mean for you, like Cory
Oh,
Baker,
that
the
one.
artist. No, don't get it twisted. Like no, I'm not insane. You have definitely left your mark. But I mean, just if I'm sitting here on the way to work and I want to hear like go to Apple Music and type in, oh man, I'm listening to Corey Drum album. Like I want like you know what I
I
mean?
don't have anything for you to find.
Yeah, because I know you have it on your hard drive.
Yeah.
I know you do.
All right.
I know you do.
You know what the other thing is? I think I think I need a team. I think I need ears and people. I think me doing it by myself is probably the
Everyone needs a team, and I think that's vital, and I think it's great that you're saying that. But that's not something that takes a year to get done.
well you so right
The
with
team.
with a team.
Yeah, with the team.
I know. I just feel like I need that extra, not extra, but just help. Because honestly, just managing life, trying to do that,
Yeah. Oh, trust
life
me.
wins every time.
Yeah. Trust me. I get it. I just think sometimes you can inspire a whole nother generation who you never met before.
It's already happening.
Yeah, I know that. I mean, for like I said, like the guy I just told you about Frank,
Yeah.
these young guys who are coming up for, and I'll tell you this, and you can talk to Elliot. The young guys, I mean, like I want to say Frank is maybe 19,
Okay.
17 or 19. He's like young, but like if you playing with him, like, hey, stop swinging your hi hat. Okay, cool. It's not like, oh my god, he is like cool. Like he ready to learn. What else you want me to stop doing? Like you know what I mean?
I
Like
love them already.
that's what I'm saying. So it's like a different generation for these young guys because like a lot of time we talking about like I know like generation with like Joe Pryor, he's great. You got Gabe, like Damo. These next generation are younger than them. That's what I'm saying. They're younger than them, and like they're learning and like just open to learning. So that's why I'm mainly saying that. Like I think you have so much music. You can do a drum album, like when you working whatever. You know what I mean? Like even think about the first time you heard a Dennis Chambers album, the intro when the snare is down, like you like. I want to go I want to go play drums, something like that, because you already do it all the time, and you have so much music. Like, why not share it? Because we can't take none of this stuff with us.
Yeah.
None of,
I
like,
don't even want to take it with me.
yeah. As much as we love Micah, you can't tell me Micah doesn't have a hard drive of unreleased music
Yeah.
that's just sitting now,
Oh, yep.
and we love Micah. Like
Yeah.
so that's just something to think about, because we think like, I get on that next week. I do it next week. Like, yeah. Next week ain't promised.
Well, I always think about it. I mean, it's just a matter of just making it happen.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and you know me, we work long enough together where I'm saying it now, so you can. It's on camera. You can hold me to it. If you need something like, hey Jay, can you? I really need you to mix it, but let's get it done.
Okay.
Let's get it done.
Man, I wish I could have like how people be investing in people. Man, I need a nice billionaire to just bless me, man. Like that would.
Okay, so what would you want this billionaire to do? Let's say that.
Honestly, I don't even want to say what I want them to do on camera. 'Cause
Okay.
I need that to stay under my hat.
Okay.
It's too prolific to even say out loud.
I think, and that's fine. I think a lot of times what we think we need, we really don't need it. And why do I say?
got you.
Why do I say that? Like
I got you.
a lot of times, I've had friends, and I've seen other people who I know that say, "Hey, if I get this feature from this person, I'm out of here." And they get that feature with that person, and it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, okay, let's say you wrote the perfect song. If you can choose somebody right now who well accomplished, let's just say Prince.
Okay.
You like, man, if I get these tracks to Prince, I'm gone. And you get the tracks to Prince, and he records them, and you're not gone. You understand? Like, we just think a lot of times, like when this happens, it's like even with me recording, when I get this microphone, it's like these mixes, and you get the microphone, and you realize it's not the microphone, it's the person who's singing in front of that microphone.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so you talking about building your team. I think it's vital. But if you think about it, it's not as hard as you think. And I'm not trying to diminish that. Like, oh, it's super
I
easy.
got you.
But okay, you will need a videographer, right? Just somebody to capture whatever. Like, okay,
Yeah.
you at rehearsal.
That's vital.
You know how many young kids who are in photography school or cinematography school who need credits? They just need people to record.
So when I'm sitting here like, all right, I need these components, and it's just like, where do you look? I think for me, at least have a conversation with people who like, we're talking now.
Yeah, dude.
But you know where to go to find these people. I do not.
I've had so many people hit me up through my website. It was like, hey, can I come and intern? Like, I don't need any. I just need to get 6 credits for this class. I just need to be in the studio where they have Pro Tools so I can show my teacher. And like, I'm just like, how the heck did this person find me? Like, and because my facilities in my house kind of like, you got to see who you are. You know what I mean? Like, get a vibe for you. But if you make it, and it's the gift and the curse, like we said about the Instagram. If you make yourself available, if somebody like, hey, I'm looking for a videographer, somebody who's starting out, who you want some stuff to shoot, because you got to start somewhere. Like, hey, for them, they like, hey, I get to practice on you. I got this new lens. I don't know how to use it, but I can capture it. And now they built up enough relationship with you. It was like, oh, Cory's the first person who gave me a chance. He let me bring my camera and record him all the time. And then a person locked in with you like that.
Right.
Everything is not geared to give me $1,000.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
I got you.
Like, it's some artists right now who say, hey, Jay, like, I need this mix to really, really be right, man. But I really, just send it to me. And they'll tell you, they've seen me do it, and I'm going to mix it like you gave me $1,000.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same thing with production. Like, hey, let's work on the track, but I'm going to produce it or create that like you gave me your last $500. So I think you have enough relationships. I think you have enough relationships where it's not always like checks and balances.
True.
It's like, what you need, Cory? All right, I can commit. Let's say like, yo, I got 10 songs, and somebody say, yeah, I can make 7. I can commit to 7 songs right now. Send me the files, and you're like, oh, so now I just gotta find some, or I can do these 7, and I can do the rest of them 2 weeks from now.
Gotcha.
You didn't get 10 done all in the same, like, you know what I mean? But
right.
You got 7 done now. You just got to wait for the rest of them. So it's like, when you said the billionaire thing, a lot of times that doesn't solve the problems we think it's going to solve.
I got you, but it's going to solve the one thing I can't. No, one thing I can't say. It's going to solve that.
No, I believe.
But I definitely feel you.
Yeah.
Just from making music, that's not a crazy feat. But that would really help me to have people.
Yeah.
Just to help.
I think, like I said, building a team is vital, and I think we all have to do that. Like you said, just starting. Like my first interview I did here with Gabe, I just had one camera. I had none of this stuff. I was like, I'm just gonna do it. Like Gabe interview is legit 15 minutes, and I love Gabe. I was like, I'm gonna ask him too many questions. It's one camera, 15 minutes. I was like, "How'd you good? Good." But I did it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he was the first person I did it. It was great. People liked it, but it's only 15 minutes. So now, of course, we got to do it another. You know what I mean? But I'm like, I stepped out on faith and did it. We spoke about marriage earlier, right?
Yeah.
And like you said, when you left from Denver, you split up. Now, I'm bringing this up because, like I said, the timetable of us losing people. Is love something you still fighting for? Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's what I wanted to hear. I think a lot of times, and I don't know if you see this on your timeline, with this gender war with men and women. You see it? Okay.
Yeah, it's systematic. It's
and I tell people it's like, however far you want to go down that road, when you get to the end of it, you're going to see that men need women and women need men.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter who it is or this, like so. Is that something like, you just answered my question, but is that something you kind of like, this is my priority right now? Like I'm actively looking, those kind of like, if it happens, it happens.
No, if it happens, it happens. But, I just got a good outlook on all of that, man. I know what I need. I know what I want. I learn myself. I know.
Learn yourself, that's key.
Yeah.
That's key.
Yeah. In relation to what my lifestyle is, I know what's kryptonite to it. I know what's the best thing that ever happened to me.
Now it's funny, we never had this conversation. I'm gonna make an assumption because I know creators. I know creators, and I want you to say, Jay, you flat out wrong, or you like, yeah. I feel like you need a woman who is understanding, doesn't have to be the center of attention, kind, knows when to give you, I say, love and affection, and knows when like he needs a moment. Right or wrong?
Right.
When you're dealing with creators, anyone who's watching this video and you want to talk, or you're dealing with creators, this is what this is what we need. Like, Cory and I have never had this conversation, but I know him long enough. I know his heart. Sometimes something happened. I had a session with this person. This happened. Blah blah blah. I'm annoyed, and I don't need no affection right now. I'm just annoyed. And sometimes I feel like I'm not good enough, and I need all. Like, I think we all go through that. And I don't know if you express it or but we have to do a better job expressing that. So the person we're dating, so they know that.
Yeah.
Like, I know you well enough where you can't be with a woman who has to know everybody.
Well,
When I say that,
you said I can't be with a woman?
yeah, I don't think you can. When I say that, because
I could. It would be preferred not to, but
that has to know everybody, that have to talk to and be everybody.
oh no.
That's what I'm saying. You can't. I know you. You. Most creators cannot do that.
Ugh.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, she knows every. Oh, that's he on tour with so and so. And you like, okay. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's what, especially all of us. Like, I'm getting older too. I think that's what we need, and we have to make that conscious decision to say that and be honest about it. Like you said, learn. When you said learn, that's why I cut you off when you said learn yourself, because that's what stuck out. It's like, know what you need. Like, we don't need a lot as creators, because we're always busy anyway. Like, we don't need a lot because we're always gone. We producing, we're working, we mixing, we traveling, we at rehearsal, we at church, we have a conference. Like, so when we get that time, or when you're with us, just be there. And like, if it's something you can protect me from, protect me for something. If you see, baby, you've been out every night. I know you got the recording coming. You need to get some rest. You really need to get some rest. I already got your food set to the side. That's what you need. Yeah, that's what you need. And we have never had this conversation, never. But I know my family.
Absolutely.
That's what what you need. My last question. You said you had your son when you were how old?
23.
23.
Yeah.
And you say he's 25 now?
Yeah.
How are you guys dynamic? Like, is he involved in music, or, cause the reason why I'm asking you about that, because your father, and everything you said about your father, like, and I didn't. Then when you said about Mike, you burning all these CDs for Mike. Is that something you did for him? Is he involved in music, or he like?
Now, this is the section of my life that's not pretty.
Okay.
With all that's being said about me and getting in my life, what people don't know is that I played through pain my whole life. My upbringing was a little rough. Then I got into choosing a woman to have a baby with. That was rough, so I don't really have nice things to say about that situation.
Got you.
So honestly, I wish that I could have been to my son. I wish I could have had the cooperation that's needed for parents who aren't living together. You know what I'm saying? So I can be to my son what my dad is to me. I can call my dad up right now. We can joke and play and have a good time. I can't do that with my son. And it wasn't because I didn't show up. Because I don't know anything different. My father was here for me.
That's why I was saying, yeah.
So I had that to give.
That's why I asked you that, yeah.
I had that to give. But, people don't really talk about the importance of cooperation. They don't talk about it enough. Because this society likes to say mother is okay, father's the problem.
Oh, so I'm not going to sit here and tiptoe around it, because that's a fact.
Yeah.
And we don't understand, like I said earlier in the very beginning, we don't understand how important it is to have your father in the household till he's not. So I think that's a fact, because and a lot of times when kids come of age and they do sit down and talk to their father, And they like, oh,
It's
so you
not what you
weren't
right.
doing, no. I was trying to make every way possible to see you, to come to your graduation, to go to your birthday party. And there was a cement wall put in front of me every time I went there. And that hurts my heart, man. I'm going to be honest with you because I got so much love for you, but it hurts my heart even when I see it from people I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to watch movies like that. Like my wife will tell you, when I see stuff like that, I'm like,
You can't even watch it.
I can't, because I'm like,
Yeah.
kids are such a blessing. And for any man that wants to be in their child's life and someone's not allowing them, whatever the case may be, you're not allowed on because he's dating somebody new or you're dating somebody new or you think he should be doing this. So it's like, I can't get that. Anyone, man or woman, who's keeping their kids from their father, or even some guys do it too. Because sometimes a woman may have, she could be on drugs or she could just be, have like mental issues. Like, you got to be careful when you remove people from their kids, because that thing that you created, it carries on to for when they have kids. And that's when we get these generational curses from that we don't talk about in church enough. Like my pastor talks about it a lot, like generational curses, but we don't talk about it enough. And I feel bad that I even brought the question up, because I'm sorry you had to deal with that,
Oh,
man.
no.
Because I brought it up because I wanted to know your dad, like you said, your dad was doing this and doing this, and then you were doing it to other people. Like you said, I met Devin when he was 6, and blah, blah, blah. And I know, like, okay, if he would give Devin his snare drum when he was 8, what would he do for his, like, you know what I mean? If I had the capacity to touch my son, reach my son, he would do that. You would do that times 20. Like, you would give him a bass and you don't have a bass to play.
The sky would be the limit, man.
You know what I'm saying? And it's already hard enough being a black man in this world, and I said it earlier, like you guys gonna hear me keep saying it. I said it when we just had an interview with Justin. It's not a pity party. We're not doing that, because we're gonna get up and work. We're gonna do what we have to do, but it's harder for us, and to see somebody go through that who was not allowed to see their children, who's not allowed to be active. It like burns. Like seriously, it burns right here. It really, really burns, because you're making the kids suffer for something that has nothing to do with them.
And that's the part that's where my anger is in the situation. I'm like, I'm going to be okay. You chose to damage your own child. Like, why him?
Mm-hmm.
Just get me. Don't do that to him. That's my only thing, but what I've done, music has been my savior. It really has, in more ways than one. It's the only way I can have balance and come in here with a decent heart and good even kill. You know what I mean? I'm not threaty. I'm not threatening. I'm not, problematic. I carry myself well, and I have these reputations simply because I let God really enter those sections of my heart. Do I want to do certain things to certain people because they did certain things to me? Yeah.
Right. That's human nature. Yeah. Nobody perfect.
But with God's like love in my heart, bro, like,
And the grace that he gives
why?
us. Yeah.
That, yes.
And the grace that he gives us.
I'm like, nah, it's better for me to keep my cool, let him fight the battle. And right now I don't have my son in my life. But I'm just going to make sure that I'm still in a place, and it's getting difficult because I'm human.
And when I say, we talked about earlier, I'm going to pray tonight that God starts bridging the gap and making that happen. When I say that, I really mean it. I want you to, like, I'm not, like, this ain't lip service, because God just blessed me with a son. And I couldn't imagine that, man. This is something that I've been praying for and fasting for. And I couldn't imagine that. And then I just love seeing men when they with their kids in general. But it's something different about a son, because that young man carries on your legacy. That young man carries on your name. Everything that you teach him, he's going to teach to his family. He's going to protect his family. So that's why I said that hits home for me so much. It does something, because I can't imagine that. And I think it's like you said before, it's a thing in our culture that's just normal. That, okay, we're together, we having a disagreement, whatever it may be, kids go with the mom. Let's go. It's kind of like, and it's funny, it's not just happening to regular people like you and me. It's like you see in celebrity culture.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It don't matter how much money you got or this. If it's so hard to prove women unfit in regards to this. And this is not an attack on women or anything like that. I don't want you guys to think that, but I tell people all the time, men deal with so much trauma that you will not understand. And no one cares because you're a man. That's what you're supposed to do. Life's not supposed to be, no, life's not supposed to be easy. I had to do this, had to do this. Okay. And this bill came out of nowhere. Like, okay. There's no reward really for being a man, because everything that you do, you're supposed to do it. Just think about it. Yeah. You telling your wife like, oh, I just paid the mortgage. I know your brakes and had to get replaced. I took care of that. Okay. You don't get brownie points for that.
That's true.
You're a man, and we're not complaining. We know the mandate that God gave us.
I'm not looking for brownie points, to be honest.
Yeah, right.
Me seeing the fruits of what I'm working for.
That's all that matters.
It's good enough.
And closing, last question, man. When it's all said and done, man, when we all leave this world, what do you want your legacy to be when everything's said and done?
I want my legacy to be a great source of being ignited, of being inspired, a great source of wisdom and proof. You know, a lot of people tend to think that if you aren't doing a specific outcome, that you ain't reached no goals. You know, I don't have a Grammy yet, and I don't really need one to define who I am. The great part is that I know that. And if I never get a Grammy, honestly, now that I know what it takes to get one, I'm good. But something like that, you know what I mean? Like, I want people to see that me doing little things like not giving somebody what they deserve is more important than winning a Grammy. I want them to see that, you know, me really caring about someone enough to say, bro, you really need to go on and practice somewhere. Like, turn your live off. Like, don't nobody need to see that. Not out of nothing other than sheer caring. Like, you need to do this and you need to do that. Like, this is what you need to do. And take it seriously. You know, and if I got to go back and do a couple extra things so they can believe me, then cool. You know what I'm saying? I want to be remembered for being a person that always inspired, always encouraged, and I don't want to be going down for coddling people and making them feel great. I care less. Care less about that, man. I don't want disrespect, but I know that's not disrespecting. Right. If you don't like what I'm saying, that just means that you don't like what I'm saying. Right. And it's okay that you don't like what I'm saying. Right. So I always ask people a question when we leave. If you could give one message to, because I feel like now, like this whole depression thing hits people a lot harder than it was when we were coming up. If you could talk to a young man or young woman who's dealing with depression, who really feels like anything I do is not good enough. Like, prime example, you could post a video and your friend posted it, and we know we in this like age. He got 500 likes. You posted it, you got 2 likes. And it may sound dumb or minuscule, but now you are depressed because of that, because you feel like, yo, like, 2 likes, like, you know what I mean? And you're comparing yourself to this person, and you're not getting the quote unquote recognition or the love that you think that's deserving of you. And you put in the work, you're talented. Would you tell that person who's talented, but they every time they feel like they're being overlooked, no matter what they do, they feel like they're being overlooked? Okay. So there's twice as more people in the world than there used to be, 3 times as much, 5 times as much. There's so many people. But there's so many people who aren't where they're supposed to be. It is very easy for you to do what you're supposed to do and do it well and be seen. I would say to that person, apparently you're not at the goal yet. That's apparent. Because when you are where you're supposed to be, it's a refined part of you. It's an undeniable part of your existence. When you're undeniable, people notice. It's easier now to be noticed if you're undeniable now, even with the population being what it is. It's easier. If that's the outcome of what's going on, then you're not there yet. keep going. Keep working hard. And honestly, working hard is what gets rid of uncertainty. When you work hard and you know what you know, that's where confidence comes from. If a person is not confident, that means they ain't work hard enough. What gives me the confidence in what I know is that I studied my butt off. I know frequencies. I know the sounds of rooms when I walk in them, which frequency it doesn't have and which frequency I need to flood it with my instrument. I know that. You could tell me that this room needs lows, but I know that it don't. It don't matter what you tell me. When it's like, when you work for something, it's yours. Can't nobody take it away. It can be altered. It can be changed. You can be proven wrong because things change.
Right.
But ultimately, that's what gets rid of uncertainty. That's what gets rid of, low self-esteem and not feeling confidence when yourself. It builds confidence to you to pick up this water, know how many ridges is on it, know every word that's on it, know what it's made of, know what's in it, know how the cap works. It don't matter what anybody tells you about this. You know what it does.
You're confident in it. Yeah.
Can't nothing deter you from knowing the strength of what you've obtained. So to a person that's struggling in that area, keep studying, keep building, keep working. That will build your confidence up.
Guys, we're closing out. Cory Baker here at the Wall Factory. Thank you guys for stopping by and checking out this conversation. See you guys soon.